Chapter 643. Chapter 643. Supreme Grade Medicinal Pills. Ningyu, aren't you afraid of biting your tongue with your big words? Zhao Kuo said coldly. There's less than half an hour before the competition starts. In my opinion, you should let Lu Wei and Shi Yang compete in alchemy. Don't waste our time. Since you're in such a hurry to lose the supreme grade yuan crystals to me, I have no objections. Ningyu answered and reached into his robe to take out his alchemy furnace. But soon, Ningyu stopped and said to Lu Wei, You have an alchemy furnace with you, right? Yes, I have an alchemy furnace. Lu Wei nodded and took out a square alchemy furnace. Ha ha ha. Zhao Kuo couldn't help but laugh when he saw the alchemy furnace. You call this an alchemy furnace? Cabbage, it's not even worth 100,000 low-grade yuan crystals. Zhao Kuo pointed at the medicinal pill in Lu Wei's hand and smiled. Although the wind-walking pill is only a third-grade medicinal pill, it should be very difficult to concoct with this kind of alchemy furnace. Whether I can concoct it or not is none of your concern. Ningyu couldn't be bothered with Zhao Kuo. Let him jump now. I'll make him cry later. Shi Yang, can we start? Ningyu looked at Shi Yang and said, In 5 minutes, whoever concocts the highest quality wind-walking pill will be the winner. We can start any time. Shi Yang's eyes turned cold, and he took out a white alchemy furnace. Although the alchemy furnace was only the size of a palm, as Shi Yang poured his soul power into it, the alchemy furnace grew bigger and bigger. In the end, it was a few times bigger. This is ridiculous. The corner of Ningyu's mouth twitched. Shi Yang's alchemy furnace wasn't particularly good. It wasn't even in the Earth ranking. But compared to Lu Wei's alchemy furnace, it was much better. Swoosh! After taking out the alchemy furnace, Shi Yang didn't hesitate at all. He took out a medicinal ingredient and threw it into the alchemy furnace, then started concocting with all his might. As for Lu Wei, she looked at Ningyu and did not make a move. It wasn't that Lu Wei didn't want to refine the wind speed pill, but that she didn't know how to. She was afraid that when she placed the medicinal ingredients into the pill furnace, the pill would explode. Whoosh! However, just as Lu Wei was at a loss for what to do, her palm suddenly moved on its own. Following that, under her horrified gaze, Lu Wei's palm continuously grabbed the medicinal ingredients and threw them into the pill furnace. The sudden change caused Lu Wei's mouth to gape slightly, her face filled with disbelief. Her palm was not under her control. Not many people would believe it if she said it. Lu Wei, don't worry. Relax your mind. Someone will naturally refine the pill for you. Seeing Lu Wei's surprised expression, Ningyu transmitted his voice to her. Make it look real. Don't give yourself away. All right. At first, Lu Wei thought that she had seen a ghost, but now that she heard Ningyu's words, she felt relieved. It turned out that it was all Ningyu's doing. Look, Lu Wei's refining speed seems to be much faster than Shi Yang's. Could it be that Lu Wei will win in the end? That's hard to say. After all, both of them are third-grade pill refiners. Who is stronger and who is weaker will have to wait until the end to be determined. Ignorant. Shi Yang is not an ordinary third-grade pill refiner. Hearing the surrounding martial artist discussion, the president of Neptune City's Alchemy Union said coldly, If I'm not mistaken, the strength of Shi Yang's soul force is no weaker than mine. Whoosh! As soon as the president of Neptune City's Alchemy Union finished his words, the surrounding martial artists were dumbfounded. Stronger than the president of Neptune City's Alchemy Union? Didn't that mean that the strength of Shi Yang's soul force had reached the 5th grade? After all, the president of Neptune City's Alchemy Union was a 5th-grade mid-stage pill refiner. To be more specific, Shi Yang is most likely a 5th-grade advanced-stage pill refiner. Hai Tian said gloomily, Lu Wei can defeat Shi Yang? That's just wishful thinking. Hai Tian's words were the straw that broke the camel's back. In an instant, the crowd switched from supporting Lu Wei to supporting Shi Yang. Zhao Kuo was very satisfied with the crowd's sudden change in attitude. He secretly gave Hai Tian a thumbs up with his right hand. The reason why Zhao Kuo chose to expose Shi Yang's soul force strength was to create a psychological pressure on Lu Wei, so that Lu Wei's core would explode. Zhao Kuo was a little worried because of the level of pill refinement that Lu Wei had shown just now. Sigh. Some people are used to lying, and it's very difficult to change. As someone who had lived 2 lives, how can you not know what Zhao Kuo was thinking? But he did not point it out. Instead, he sighed and said, "Not long ago, it was said that Shi Yang and Lu Wei were both third-grade pill refiners. It's only been a short time, and Shi Yang has already exposed the fact that he's a 5th-grade pill refiner." "Ningyu, what do you mean?" Zhao Kuo said gloomily. Although Shi Yang is a 5th-grade pill refiner, when he competed with Lu Wei in pill refinement, he suppressed his alchemy level to that of a 3rd-grade pill refiner. So, Lu Wei is not at a disadvantage. I don't care about that. All I care about is whether you'll give me the 300,000 supreme-grade yuan crystals, and whether you'll kneel down and kowtow to me. Ningyu said indifferently. Zhao Kuo, I'm a man of my word." Zhao Kuo snorted coldly and said, "In order to dispel your concerns, I dare to swear a heavenly oath." Then, Zhao Kuo swore a heavenly oath in front of everyone. "Sai, why bother? It's just a heavenly oath. There's no need for you to do this." Ningyu sighed, then changed the topic. "But since you've sworn a heavenly oath, I'm not worried. You can now speed up the pill refinement process for Lu Wei." "What?" Zhao Kuo frowned as if he did not understand what Ningyu meant. Splash! In the next moment, Lu Wei flipped her wrist and threw all the pills needed to refine the wind speed pill into the cauldron. Then, Lu Wei placed her hands on the cauldron and closed her eyes, chanting some incantation. If chanting incantations can refine the wind speed pill, then what's the use of alchemists? Shi Yang pursed his lips and said disdainfully, "That's right. For minutes have passed, and Shi Yang is about to finish refining the pill. I don't believe that Lu Wei can." "What?" Zhao Kuo echoed. He was about to mock Ningyu, but before he could finish his words, his eyes widened and a dumbfounded look appeared on his face. "Gotcha!" Lu Wei's palm slammed heavily on the cauldron. The low-quality cauldron was instantly shattered by Lu Wei's slap. Swoosh! Following that, a pill emitting a faint white halo shot out. Seeing the pill flying out, Ningyu's reflexes were quick. He stomped on the ground and dashed forward, catching the pill firmly in his hand. With the pill in hand, Ningyu unhurriedly came to Zhao Kuo's side and slowly opened his palm. Gulp! Looking at the silver-white pill in Ningyu's hand, Zhao Kuo could not help but swallow a mouthful of saliva. Even his voice was trembling. Chapter 644. Kowtowing and admitting his mistake. Chapter 644. Apologizing. Zhao Kuo's face was full of bitterness. If someone had told him that Lu Wei could defeat Shi Yang in alchemy, he would have slapped that person and told him to get lost. Shi Yang was a 6th realm alchemist, while Lu Wei was only a 3rd realm alchemist. They were not on the same level at all. However, the result was such a mess. Lu Wei won, and Shi Yang lost completely. Lu Wei could actually refine a supreme grade wind speed pill. This is unbelievable. She managed to refine a supreme grade wind speed pill in just 4 minutes. That's right. Even an ordinary 6th realm alchemist might not be able to do that. Zhao Kuo was already furious. When he heard the discussions of the martial artists around him, he was on the verge of exploding. However, the truth was right in front of him. With so many people watching, he could not lose his temper and could only endure it. Compared to Zhao Kuo's reaction, Shi Yang was much more shocked and confused. Damn it! Shi Yang was very regretful, extremely regretful. With his alchemy skills, he could have easily refined a supreme grade wind speed pill in 4 minutes. However, when he saw that Lu Wei still had some time to complete the pill, he slowed down a little. It was this momentary slowing down that made Shi Yang feel as if he had eaten **T. He lost. He was completely defeated by a 3rd realm alchemist. After all, this was his first duel since leaving Danwu College, yet he was defeated so thoroughly and cleanly. Can I take back the 300,000 transcendent grade origin crystals that belong to me now? Ningyu's voice rang out in the area. Shi Yang was silent. As the fake holy son of Danwu College, he would not go back on his word for 300,000 supreme grade raw crystals. Moreover, Zhao Kuo was the one in charge of the duel with Lu Wei. Even if he lost 300,000 supreme grade raw crystals, he believed that Zhao Kuo would return it to him. Shi Yang was silent, but Zhao Kuo's face was full of unwillingness. That was 300,000 transcendent grade essence crystals. If it was taken away by Ningyu, he would really become a pauper. From start to finish, he had lost a total of several 100,000 transcendent grade essence crystals to Ningyu. In the future, he would not be able to run away from the title of fortune-giving boy. Thank you. Seeing that Shi Yang and Zhao Kuo did not react, Ningyu smiled faintly. His figure flashed, and the storage pouch appeared in his hand. Holding the storage pouch in his hand, Ningyu came to stand beside Lu Wei and said, "You won these crystals, so you should be the one to keep them." With that, Ningyu stuffed the storage bag into Lu Wei's pocket. When he withdrew his hand, Ningyu secretly held the storage ring in his hand and took it out. "Ningyu, these are the essence. Furball." Lu Wei hurriedly took out the storage pouch and handed it to Ningyu. Just as Lu Wei took out the storage pouch, Furball darted out from her bosom and snatched it away. Woof woof. Furball shook the storage pouch in its paw and barked at Ningyu in a provocative manner before burrowing back into Lu Wei's bosom. "I forgot about that." Ningyu smiled bitterly. He had indeed forgotten about Furball. 300,000 transcendent grade essence crystals would probably make Furball happy for a long time. "Ningyu, you better hope that I don't run into you during the alchemy competition." Just then, Zhao Kuo's gloomy voice rang out in the area. "Otherwise, I will make you lose miserably." Hee, I would have forgotten about it if you hadn't reminded me. Hearing Zhao Kuo's words, Ningyu was stunned for a moment before he smiled and said, "I remember that before Lu Wei and Shi Yang competed in alchemy, you swore an oath to the heavenly Tao that as long as Lu Wei could refine a transcendent grade windwalk pill, you would kowtow to me and admit your mistake. What? Are you going back on your word now?" "Ningyu, don't go too far." Zhao Kuo's face was livid and extremely gloomy. Asking him to kowtow to him and admit his mistake was something he could not do. He could not afford to lose face like this. "I don't care. The important thing is that you swore an oath to the heavenly Tao. If you go back on your word, you will be punished later, and that has nothing to do with me." Ningyu shrugged, then grabbed Lu Wei's hand and prepared to leave. "I swore an oath to the heavenly Tao that I would kowtow to you and admit my mistake, but don't forget, I didn't say when." Zhao Kuo snorted coldly and said, "In other words, there is no difference between kneeling and kowtowing to you and admitting my mistake 100 years later and now. There's a big difference. If you don't believe in heresy, you can leave and see if you will be punished." The corner of Ningyu's lips curled up slightly, and he said calmly, "If you violate an oath to the heavenly Tao, you will have to face the heavenly tribulation. I don't believe in heresy. Let's wait and see." Zhao Kuo glared at Ningyu, then turned around and walked toward the nearest round platform. "Are you going to let Zhao Kuo leave just like that?" Seeing that Zhao Kuo had left, the Dark Emperor's voice rang in Ningyu's mind. "Do you want me to teach him a lesson?" "Don't alert him. There are a few elites on the platform, and their cultivation is at least Yin-Yang Pinnacle. If you attack, you might attract their attention," Ningyu said in a deep voice. "It's fine. I might alert them if I attack on my own, but if I work together with the Redskin, even Yin-Yang Pinnacle martial artists won't be able to notice anything." The Dark Emperor said confidently, "Be careful. Don't act recklessly." Since the Dark Emperor was so confident, Ningyu decided to let him give it a try. To be honest, Ningyu was confused that the heavenly tribulation did not happen to Zhao Kuo. The reason why the oath to the heavenly Tao was so frightening was because it was extremely sensitive. Anyone who violated it would be punished by the heavenly tribulation. Could it be that the person who sent the heavenly tribulation was resting? Rumble. However, before the Dark Emperor and the Red Devil could attack, the sky was filled with dark clouds, and it felt like thunder was about to strike. The oath to the heavenly Tao is going to be fulfilled. Everyone retreat. We can't stay with Zhao Kuo. That's right. If the heavenly tribulation hits us, it won't be worth it. Let's leave now. We can't stay here any longer. The sudden turn of events caused everyone in the plaza to turn pale. They could not help but run out of the plaza. On the platform, Dan Shinzi and Peng Zhou rose to their feet with grim expressions. Brother Dan, could it be that Zhao Kuo's oath to the heavens has been fulfilled? Peng Zhou's face was filled with anxiety as he asked, "Is there any way to remedy this?" It's hard to tell if the oath is going to be fulfilled, but I've never seen anything like this before, Dan Shinzi said in a deep voice. That brat, Zhao Kuo, only knows how to cause trouble for me. Peng Zhou clenched his teeth and transmitted his voice to Zhao Kuo. Hurry up and kneel down and apologize to Ningyu. Do you want to be struck by the heavenly tribulation? Zhao Kuo's legs had already turned to jelly. Legend had it that a pinnacle yin-yang pinnacle martial artist in the Great Xia Kingdom had violated the oath to the heavenly Tao and was struck by a heavenly tribulation. Even pinnacle yin-yang pinnacle martial artists could not withstand the heavenly tribulation, let alone Zhao Kuo. Plop. Ningyu did not know who the young man was, but he was extremely familiar with the person behind the young man. Feng Zi. The person being carried by the crowd behind the young man was Feng Zi. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ouyang Ling. The young man's lips curled into a smile. You can also call me the 13th Prince. Swoosh. Ouyang Ling's words immediately caused the originally quiet area to become lively again. Everyone might not be too familiar with Ouyang Ling. However, when it came to the 13th Prince, everyone was very familiar with him. In the Great Xia Kingdom, there were a few more famous princes. The first prince, third prince, sixth prince, ninth prince, and 13th prince. Among them, the first three princes were the most likely contenders for the position of crown prince. The ninth prince and the 13th prince were much more low-key. Although they were low-key, the 13th prince and the ninth prince were the absolute talents of the royal family in everyone's hearts. Back then, when the 13th prince left the capital, he swore that he would not return until his cultivation reached the yin-yang realm. Now that the 13th prince had returned, it meant that his cultivation had most likely reached the yin-yang realm. 13th prince, why do you want to capture Feng Zi? How did he offend you? Ningyu did not care about the 13th prince or the 14th prince. In his heart, saving Feng Zi was always the top priority. To be precise, he offended Feng Chong, and Feng Chong is my man. Ouyang Ling pointed at Feng Zi and said indifferently, "In the Great Xia Kingdom, he dared to go against my man. I have to say that he is very arrogant." Tui, Feng Chong, that bastard. Even if I kill him 100 times, it won't be too much. Feng Zi was immediately infuriated when Feng Chong was mentioned. Feng Chong? Could it be? Ningyu's heart trembled as he hurriedly looked at Feng Zi. From Feng Zi's expression, Ningyu vaguely understood. Feng Zi was originally a member of the Feng clan of the Lanqing nation. The reason why he left the Feng clan was completely out of helplessness. Feng Chong was most likely also a member of the Feng clan, and he definitely had an inseparable connection with Feng Zi being expelled from the Feng clan. Ha! You still dare to be so stubborn when you're about to die. Ouyang Ling smiled and said, "Feng Chong, this is a matter between the two of you. You guys settle it yourselves." "Thank you, 13th Prince." Feng Chong revealed a joyful expression. When he was in the Feng clan, he had a grudge with Feng Zi and even schemed to kill a few of Feng Zi's good brothers. Now that Feng Zi had fallen into his hands, he would definitely not have a good ending. Wait. However, just as Feng Chong was about to make a move, Ouyang Ling's eyes turned and he said, "Ningyu, I see that you have a good relationship with Feng Zi. Why don't I give you a chance to redeem Feng Zi?" 13th Prince. Hearing Ouyang Ling's words, Feng Chong hurriedly said, "Scram." Ouyang Ling's tone turned cold as he berated, "Who do you think you are? How dare you speak to me in such a tone?" At this moment, Ouyang Ling unleashed the aura of his entire body and crazily suppressed Feng Chong. At the same time, Ouyang Ling also split off a wisp of aura to attack Xikong Ling's swoosh. Feeling the powerful aura emanating from Ouyang Ling's body, the surrounding martial artist's expressions changed drastically. Early Yin-Yang realm. And it was the peak of early Yin-Yang realm. Ouyang Ling's cultivation had actually reached the peak of early Yin-Yang realm. Being suppressed by Ouyang Ling's aura, Feng Chong suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, and his aura was somewhat weak. What's going on? Feng Chong spitting out blood was within Ouyang Ling's expectations, but Feng Zi standing on the spot unscathed was somewhat out of Ouyang Ling's expectations. It doesn't make sense that an early primal core martial artist can also withstand the pressure of my aura. Ouyang Ling's brows were tightly knitted together. What kind of redemption? Just as Ouyang Ling was feeling puzzled, Ningyu's voice entered his ears. Very simple. Just now, Shiyang lost you 300,000 supreme grade essence crystals. You give me 300,000 supreme grade essence crystals, and I'll let Feng Zi go. Since he could not understand, Ouyang Ling simply did not think about it for the time being. Instead, he said, 300,000 supreme grade essence crystals for a person's life. You made a great deal. Swoosh. Chapter 646. Asking for 600,000. Chapter 646. Asking for 600,000 inch woof woof. Furball seemed to understand the severity of the problem. Without waiting for Lu Wei to speak, he immediately crawled out of Lu Wei's embrace. After barking twice, Furball threw the storage bag to Ningyu. Swoosh! Ningyu flicked his sleeve, and a cold light shot out, hitting the storage bag. The bag changed its trajectory and flew towards Ouyang Ling Pa. Ouyang Ling caught the storage bag steadily. He separated a bit of his perception to check it, and then nodded in satisfaction. You can release Feng Zi now, right? Ningyu said in a low voice when he saw Ouyang Ling keep the storage bag. Don't worry. Since I promised to release Feng Zi, I will not go back on my word. Ouyang Ling shook the storage bag in his hand and smiled. If I'm not wrong, this storage bag belongs to Shiyang. Shiyang. Before Ningyu could speak, Li Tongtian's expression changed. You know Shiyang? Ningyu frowned. Yes. Li Tongtian nodded. Shiyang has the same status as me. The same status as you? Ningyu raised his eyebrows. Li Tongtian was a fake holy son. It seemed that Shiyang was also a fake holy son. Russell. Suddenly, a figure pushed through the crowd and slowly appeared in the area. Seeing the figure's face, Ningyu's mouth opened and closed. He was a little confused. It was not that he had never seen this martial artist before, but he knew him. It was Shiyang who had just left. Why did Shiyang come here now? Could it be that Shiyang and Ouyang Ling were on good terms? Swoosh! Sure enough, seeing Shiyang coming over, Ouyang Ling flicked his wrist and directly threw the storage bag to Shiyang. Thanks. Shiyang accepted the storage bag and said calmly, You don't have to thank me. Just don't forget what you promised me. Ouyang Ling shrugged. Shiyang, will definitely do what I promised. After saying this, Shiyang left the area without looking back. Ouyang Ling, let Feng Zi go. Although Ningyu had some doubts about Shiyang's actions, the most important thing now was to save Feng Zi. Everything else could be put aside. I will definitely let Feng Zi go, but not now. Ouyang Ling smiled and said, After the alchemy competition ends, I will naturally release Feng Zi. Feng Chong, look after Feng Zi. Without my permission, no one is allowed to approach him. Ouyang Ling turned around and said, Whoosh! Ningyu's face darkened completely when he heard what Ouyang Ling said. I didn't want to make a move here. Ningyu took a deep breath and said coldly, Since you want to die, don't blame me. Courting death? What right do you have to talk to me like that? Ouyang Ling raised his brows and said sinisterly, I don't need to use my full strength to deal with you. If you know what's good for you, hurry up and scram before I change my mind. Lu Wei is the person that royal father wants to see. Let her stay by your side for a while longer. After the alchemy competition ends, I will take her away as well. Ouyang Ling glanced at Lu Wei and an evil smile appeared on his face. This smile was as annoying as it could get. There is a path to heaven, but you don't take it. There is no door to hell, but you barge in. Ningyu's eyes turned cold. He immediately rose from the ground and rushed towards Ouyang Ling at an extremely fast speed. Ouyang Ling was the 13th prince of the Great Xia Kingdom. Initially, Ningyu didn't want to have a conflict with him here. Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken out 300,000 supreme grade essence crystals. But things didn't go as he wished. Ouyang Ling was extremely cunning. He took the essence crystals, but didn't let them go. With Ningyu's character, he naturally wanted to get back at him and teach Ouyang Ling a lesson. He wanted to let him know that there were some people that he could offend and some people that he couldn't. Come at me. Looking at the approaching Ningyu, Ouyang Ling didn't get angry. Instead, he looked excited. Let me see what the core disciple of Danwu College's sacred institution is capable of. Ouyang Ling poured essence energy into his wrist and backhanded a punch to clash with Ningyu's fist. Bang! When the two fists collided, what Ouyang Ling expected didn't happen. Evenly matched. This was his first exchange with Ningyu, and both parties were actually evenly matched. Indeed, you have some skills. Ouyang Ling smiled faintly and said, Next, I will let you know the difference between the Yin-Yang realm and the Origin Core realm. Once he finished speaking, the essence in Ouyang Ling's sea of consciousness rumbled and gushed out, gathering at his wrist. Competing with me in terms of essence concentration? Originally, Ningyu wanted to withdraw his palm, but when he saw Ouyang Ling's action, he immediately changed his mind. Even though Ouyang Ling's cultivation was at the initial stage of the Yin-Yang realm, Ouyang Ling was still lacking in terms of essence concentration. Buzz buzz. In the next moment, Ningyu activated the spiritual technique and controlled the essence in his sea of consciousness to flow into his palm. In order to completely defeat Ouyang Ling, Ningyu directly activated the essence in 2 golden elixirs. Haha, Ningyu, do you feel better? Ouyang Ling saw Ningyu's pained expression and could not help but laugh. If you give me another 300,000 supreme essence crystals, I can let you go and spare your life. You'd better take care of yourself and prepare 600,000 transcendent grade origin crystals. Otherwise, I don't dare to guarantee your safety. Ningyu said indifferently. Ha! With your pinnacle primal core realm cultivation? Ouyang Ling threw his head back and laughed. After laughing, Ouyang Ling's expression changed drastically, and he suddenly spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. Impossible! This is impossible. You are only at the pinnacle primal core realm cultivation. How can your essence be so strong? Ouyang Ling's eyes widened, and his face was full of disbelief. From the force that came from his palm, Ouyang Ling judged that Ningyu's essence was even stronger than his. One must know that he was an early-stage Yin-Yang warrior, while Ningyu was only at the pinnacle primal core realm. How'd he do it? Could it be that Ningyu had a Dharma treasure that could strengthen his essence? Thinking of this, Ouyang Ling said viciously, I advise you to stop, or else you will. However, before Ouyang Ling could finish his sentence, he let out a shriek like a pig being slaughtered, and beads of sweat appeared on his forehead. In short, 600,000 supreme essence crystals. Ningyu exerted some force in his palm and said, Hand it over, and I can consider letting you go. Otherwise, I can't guarantee what will happen. As he spoke, Ningyu secretly sent a message to Li Tongtian. Save Feng Zi and subdue Feng Chang. Li Tongtian had been looking for an opportunity all along, and now that he heard Ningyu's words, he immediately acted and very quickly saved Feng Zi. Feng Chang was only at the early primal core realm, and with Li Tongtian's ability, he did not need to use his full strength. Ningyu, you're the first person who has dared to ask me for so many supreme essence crystals. Although he was at an absolute disadvantage in his fight with Ningyu, Ouyang Ling still said coldly, This is the capital, the territory of the royal family. If you stop here, I can pretend that today's incident never happened. Otherwise, at this point, Ouyang Ling paused for a moment before continuing. Chapter 647. The Four Tigers of Vajra, Chapter 647 I won't let you see the sun tomorrow. When Ouyang Ling said this, the entire area instantly quietened down. Everyone looked at Ningyu, wanting to see how Ningyu would react. Looking at the current situation, Ningyu held the absolute advantage in the fight with Ouyang Ling. It could be said that if Ningyu was willing, he could even severely injure Ouyang Ling. However, the surrounding martial artists did not think so. They knew that Ouyang Ling was the 13th prince and had an extremely high status in the imperial family. If Ningyu dared to deal a heavy blow to Ouyang Ling, the imperial family would probably not sit by and do nothing. Whether I can see the sun tomorrow or not, it's not up to you. Ningyu was already used to everyone's reaction and did not take it to heart. I'll ask you one last time. 600,000 supreme grade essence crystals. Will you take it or not? Humph. You want to snatch supreme grade essence crystals from my hands? Dream on. Ouyang Ling snorted coldly. All these years, it's always others who give me supreme grade essence crystals. I've never given others supreme grade essence crystals. Since that's the case, I can only apologize to you. Ningyu shrugged and then exerted a little force with his palm. Crack! Ah! A crisp sound, accompanied by a miserable shriek that sounded like a pig being slaughtered, resounded in the area. The crack came from Sikong Ling's wrist being broken. The shriek came from Ouyang Ling's mouth. Still not coming out? Take down this arrogant fellow, Ningyu. The pain that came from his wrist caused Ouyang Ling to let out a shrill cry. After the shrill cry, Ouyang Ling withdrew a storage pouch from his pocket and said fiercely, I'll pay 300,000 transcendent grade origin crystals for anyone that can kill Ningyu. Swoosh. However, just as Ouyang Ling took out the storage pouch, Ningyu's eyes lit up and he immediately dashed out. In the next moment, Ningyu flashed past Ouyang Ling like a bolt of lightning. Damn it! My storage bag! My supreme grade origin crystals! Lowering his head to look at his empty palm, Ouyang Ling shouted, Four Tigers of Vajra! Kill Ningyu at all costs! Buzz! As soon as Ouyang Ling's voice fell, the space around him suddenly trembled. Then, four cultivators landed beside him. Hiss! As soon as the Four Tigers of Vajra appeared, the surrounding martial artists with low cultivation all gasped. Mid-Yin-Yang realm. Based on the aura emitted by the Vajra, Four Tigers, everyone could tell that their cultivation had reached the mid-stage of the Yin-Yang realm. Four intermediate Yin-Yang stage martial artists suddenly appeared in the crowd, causing a commotion among the crowd. Everyone chose to retreat. Brother Dan, should we stop them? The appearance of the four Vajra tigers naturally attracted the attention of Peng Zhou and Dan Shinzi. Among them, Peng Zhou frowned and said, Ouyang Ling is the 13th prince. If anything happens to him, I'm afraid Ouyang Ba will not let it go. There's no need to stop them. Although Ningyu is arrogant, he won't kill Ouyang Ling in front of everyone unless he wants to die. Dan Shinzi waved his hand and said, There are only 10 minutes left before the alchemy competition. I advise you to contact Sidhu as soon as possible. Sidhu and that guy, I wonder where he died. Speaking of Sidhu, Peng Zhou was instantly furious. The alchemy competition was about to begin, but there was no sign of Sidhu. The Sidhu family controls the Fu royal city, and Sidhu is a genius that the Sidhu family has trained with all their resources. If anything happens to him, it will be troublesome for you, Dan Shinzi said with a frown. It's unlikely that he will be killed. To ensure Sidhu wins safety, the Sidhu family has sent a late-stage Yin-Yang realm martial artist to protect him. Peng Zhou thought for a while and said, I'll send someone to look for him. Hopefully, he will be found in the last 10 minutes. Let's not talk about Sidhu for now. Brother Dan, when the elites from the various forces come, I hope you can share the burden for me. There were still 10 minutes before the alchemy competition began, but Danwu College, Drunken Cloud Heights, the Black Market, and the Zhang family had not sent any elites over. Peng Zhou was definitely worried. Putting Danwu College aside, the other three forces all had elders at the peak of the Yin-Yang realm. There was even a rumor that the leader of the Black Market, the Black Widow, had already reached the half-step manifestation realm. Don't worry. The alchemy competition is a grand event for the entire Xia Kingdom. No one will come and cause trouble. Dan Qinzi smiled, indicating that Peng Zhou could rest assured. Don't worry. I am the president of the Alchemy Union. If there is any danger this time, I will have to bear a lot of responsibility. How can I not worry? Peng Zhou cursed in his heart, but he said, with Brother Dan's words, I am relieved. Let's see how Ningyu will deal with the four tigers. Swoosh! In the plaza, Ningyu looked at the four middle stage, yin-yang stage cultivators in front of him without any change in his expression. Oh Yangling, do you think that these nobodies could defeat me? Ningyu had even killed a peak yin-yang realm martial artist before, so he naturally did not care about a mere mid-yin-yang realm martial artist. Nobodies? Ouyang Ling couldn't believe his ears. His eyes widened as he said, don't look down on them just because they are at the intermediate yin-yang stage. If the four of them join forces, even a late yin-yang stage martial artist would be defeated. Ningyu, I admit that you are strong, but you're only at the peak of the primal core stage. Your overall strength is only comparable to a mid-yin-yang realm martial artist. Oyangling's lips curled up as he continued. Against the four tigers, you won't even last 3 moves. Sigh, some people are really full of themselves. Ningyu sighed softly and said, not to mention the 4 tigers. Even if it were the 5 tigers or the 6 tigers, I would still be fearless. Arrogant, Ouyangling shouted. Whoosh! Perhaps sensing Oyangling's anger, the 4 tigers immediately rushed out and attacked Ningyu from 4 directions. This time, Ningyu's kicked an iron plate. Yes, the 4 tigers are all mid-yin-yang realm martial artists. How can Ningyu be their match? In my opinion, 3 moves at most. Within 3 moves, Ningyu will be defeated. 3 moves is a bit exaggerated. After all, Ningyu still defeated the early yin-yang realm Ouyang Ling. A martial artist spoke up for Ningyu. According to my estimation, Ningyu should be able to withstand 5 moves, or even 10. Reincarnation Palm. Ningyu's ears directly filtered out the crowd's discussion. With a flick of his wrist, he attacked the mid-yin-yang realm martial artist at the forefront. When he had defeated Ouyang Ling, Ningyu had not used up all the primal chi in his 2 golden elixirs, so there was still a large portion left on his wrist. Furthermore, in order to achieve victory in 1 move, Ningyu secretly separated a bit of soul power and wrapped it around his wrist. Combined with the remaining primal chi, he used the 6th move of the Phantom Reincarnation Palm. Chapter 648. Yuan Increasing Array. Chapter 648. Yuan Increasing Array Rumble. The palm print was small at first, but it grew larger as time went on. In the end, it grew to the size of a person. Moreover, the violent Yuan Qi fluctuation on the palm print caused the surrounding onlookers to retreat again and again. They chose to retreat because they felt a strong sense of danger from the palm print. Acting mysterious. Comparatively speaking, the 4 tigers were in a much better state. After all, they were intermediate yin-yang stage martial artists who had fought advanced yin-yang stage martial artists before. Although the power of the palm print seemed to be great, in their hearts, it was not much different from the attack of an ordinary yin-yang realm martial artist. Formation. With a low shout, the leader of the 4 tigers, Golden Tiger, waved his hands repeatedly, and a small array appeared in front of him. Hiss! Seeing the small array formation appear, the remaining 3 middle stage yin-yang realm cultivators poured their essence energy into the array formation without holding back. Ningyu, be careful. This is a Yuan increasing array that can increase a martial artist's Yuan Qi. Remember not to compete with them in terms of Yuan Qi density. At that moment, Hong Mo's voice sounded in Ningyu's mind. Hearing Hong Mo's voice, Ningyu was stunned at first. Then he asked, the 4 of them are intermediate yin-yang stage martial artists. With the support of the Yuan increasing array, their Yuan Qi density can reach the peak of the advanced yin-yang stage. The peak of the advanced yin-yang stage. Ningyu frowned slightly and came up with a countermeasure. Crack! At the same time, the reincarnation palm print collided with the array set up by the 4 tigers and dissipated. Ha! Ningyu, you can't even break the array. How are you going to fight me? Ouyang Ling laughed when he saw the palm print dissipate. Idiot! Ningyu did not even look at him. He immediately summoned the Yuan Qi in his sea of consciousness and wrapped it around his wrist. Although Ningyu had added a bit of soul power to the reincarnation palm, there was too little Yuan Qi, causing the palm print's power to be less than a tenth of its peak. Such a powerful palm print naturally could not break the vitality increasing formation. Damn it, 4 tigers of Vajra. Let Ningyu have a taste of your true strength. Ouyang Ling didn't see Ningyu's expression, but he heard Ningyu's words. As the 13th prince, how could he tolerate Ningyu calling him an idiot in front of so many people? Understood. Golden Tiger King Kong took a deep breath and immediately reached his left hand into the Qi increasing formation, while his right hand blasted out a palm print. Walala! The palm print that the Vajra Golden Tiger struck out was somewhat special. It did not completely separate from the Vajra Golden Tiger's palm. It was still connected by a thin beam of essence energy. You want to rely on the Yuan increasing array to provide Yuan Qi? Ningyu raised his eyebrows and instantly guessed King Kong Jinhu's intentions. Although the Yuan Qi light pillar was relatively weak, the quality of the Yuan Qi inside was very high. A single strand of Yuan Qi was equivalent to all the Yuan Qi in an early primal core stage martial artist body. If that's the case, I'll destroy your Yuan increasing formation. Ningyu's eyes turned cold as he once again blasted out a palm print towards Golden Tiger's palm print. Ha! Even an advanced yin-yang stage martial artist wouldn't dare to take my palm print head-on, I don't believe. What? Seeing Ningyu's palm print fly towards his own palm print, Golden Tiger King Kong looked up to the sky and laughed. However, before he could finish laughing, his eyes widened and his face was full of confusion. In the distance, Ningyu had unknowingly appeared beside the Yuan increasing formation. His fist carried a violent wave of Yuan Qi as it slammed into the Yuan increasing formation. Oh no! The 3 of you, stop him! The sudden change of events caused Golden Tiger King Kong's expression to change drastically. The Yuan increasing formation cannot be destroyed, or we will all be in danger. Don't you think it's a little too late to think of stopping me now? Ningyu grinned as his fist landed heavily on the Yuan increasing formation. Crack! As soon as Ningyu's fist came into contact with the Yuan increasing formation, the Yuan increasing formation made a cracking sound and collapsed with a loud bang. Puffed, 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 puffed. After the Yuan increasing formation collapsed, the 4 tigers were instantly dumbfounded. Then, the 4 of them each spat out a mouthful of dark red blood, and their faces became extremely pale. Defeated, the 4 tigers were actually defeated. Isn't this too unbelievable? The 4 Vajra tigers are martial artists at the intermediate yin-yang realm. When the 4 of them join forces, they can even defeat and kill martial artists at the advanced yin-yang realm. How did Ningyu defeat them? How did he defeat them? Are you blind? Ningyu defeated them with his fists. The surrounding martial artists all revealed shocked expressions. They had not expected Ningyu to win easily against the 4 of them by himself. At that moment, the martial artist who had said that Ningyu would not be able to withstand 3 moves was flushed, and he felt worse than if he had eaten sheep dung. This is impossible. Absolutely impossible. Ouyang Ling's heart was full of bitterness. He never would have thought that the 4 tigers would be defeated in the hands of Ningyu. One had to know that the 4 tigers had defeated advanced yin-yang stage martial artists. Ouyang Ling, you still lack 300,000 transcendent grade essence crystals. After defeating the 4 tigers, Ningyu came to Ouyang Ling's side and said lightly, if you don't want to lose an arm or a leg, it's better to hand over 300,000 transcendent grade essence crystals. Hearing Ningyu's words, Ouyang Ling's face was gloomy, and he was having an intense mental struggle in his heart. This time, he brought a total of 700,000 transcendent grade essence crystals. Among them, 300,000 had already been snatched by Ningyu. Now that Ningyu still wanted to ask him for 300,000 transcendent grade essence crystals, he was naturally unwilling. Because if he took out another 300,000 transcendent grade essence crystals, he would only be left with 100,000 transcendent grade essence crystals. You don't want to take it out? The corner of Ning Yu's lips curled up. Sure, leave an hour behind. Then, Ning Yu released a little of his aura and pressed down on Ouyang Ling. Being pressured by Ning Yu's aura, Ouyang Ling felt a sweetness in his throat and spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. I'll give you the essence crystals. Clenching his fists, Ouyang Ling said in a low voice, isn't it just 300,000 transcendent grade essence crystals? I could take it out easily. Swoosh! Ouyang Ling flicked his sleeves, and a storage pouch rushed out and flew towards Ning Yu. Ha! Ning Yu caught the storage pouch firmly and sent a bit of his soul power into it to check. Then, he nodded and said, You're much richer than the other princes. If there's such a good thing in the future, don't forget about me. Let's go. Ouyang Ling's face was gloomy. He first glared at Ning Yu, then walked out of the square without looking back. Behind Ouyang Ling, the 4 tigers of Vajra were indignant. Shameful. It was really shameful. The 4 tigers of Vajra knew very well that they had not only embarrassed themselves, but they had also embarrassed Ouyang Ling. Chapter 649. Chapter 649. Old ancestor demonic Dovo Yangling's compromise shocked the surrounding onlookers. Ouyang Ling was the most mysterious and powerful prince in the royal family. Now that he chose to compromise, didn't that mean that there was not a single prodigy in the entire royal family who could compete with Ning Yu? That's too scary. With Ning Yu's strength, I'm afraid it won't be long before he can participate in the test to become the sacred son. Of course, if I'm not wrong, Ning Yu's martial strength is enough to become the sacred son. The sacred son is the absolute prodigy of Danwu College. He can be said to be the absolute prodigy of the great Xia kingdom. If Ning Yu wants to become the sacred son, he's still a little far off. After Xikong Ling left, the crowd started to discuss. The focus of everyone's discussion was on Ning Yu. More accurately, it was on whether Ning Yu could become the sacred son. No one noticed that in another corner of the square, a young man was staring at Ning Yu with a grave expression. A formidable opponent. In Hang Dong's heart, he had already placed Ning Yu on the same level as a formidable opponent. In the next test, Ning Yu has hopes of making the leap from a core disciple to a sacred son. Hang Dong said in a low voice, He's so strong at such a young age. I guess the higher-ups of Danwu College have already decided on him as the candidate for the 100 Academy tournament. I just don't know how his alchemy skills are. Suddenly, Hang Dong's heart skipped a beat, and he quickly turned his head away. Did he discover me? Hang Dong was very shocked. One should know that he was observing Ning Yu very carefully. He didn't even use his perception. If Ning Yu could still discover him, it would be too abnormal. Peak of primal core cultivation, early 6th grade soul force. The corner of Ning Yu's mouth lifted as he murmured, He must be the 3rd person sent by Danwu College. Li Tongtian had mentioned that Danwu College had sent 3 people to participate in the alchemy competition. One was himself, and the other was Shi Yang. This primal core pinnacle martial artist was most likely the last one. Whoosh, whoosh. Right at this moment, the space above the plaza suddenly split open, and then 2 cultivators appeared from within. He's finally here. When Peng Zhou saw the 2 cultivators appear from the void, he immediately stood up from his chair. That's not right. The drunken cloud manor sent Xiao Ji, who is at the pinnacle of the Yin-Yang realm, but the Zhang family only sent their 2nd elder, Zhang Lei, who is at the middle stage of the Yin-Yang realm. Dan Shenzi's expression changed slightly when he sensed the auras coming from the 2 martial artists. Generally speaking, for a grand event like the alchemy competition, the major forces would definitely send their strongest experts to participate. It was to show off their strength. On the other hand, the Zhang clan had only sent Zhang Lei, who was at the intermediate Yin-Yang realm. Voila! After Xiao Ji and Zhang Lei appeared, they did not linger in the air for even a moment. They directly landed on a high platform. There are many matters to attend to in the manor, so I am late. I hope President Peng will forgive me, Xiao Ji said as he found an empty chair and sat down. Hee. There's still 5 minutes before the alchemy competition begins. Old Master Xiao is not late. Peng Zhou smiled and immediately shifted his gaze to Zhang Lei. He asked curiously, "Is Zhang Shan in seclusion? Why isn't he here this time?" "Ancestor has some matters to attend to, so it's not convenient for him to come," Zhang Lei said expressionlessly. "Not convenient?" Peng Zhou frowned slightly. He wanted to say something else, but he hurriedly looked at the entrance of the plaza. Rumble! A loud sound rang out, and the space at the entrance of the plaza suddenly exploded. A huge shockwave spread out in all directions. "Not good. Everyone retreat. It's the shockwave from the space. It's very powerful. If we don't leave now, it'll be too late." "That's right. Let's leave now." Swoosh! However, just as the crowd exclaimed, they realized that a cold light had shot out from the space above their heads, forcefully blocking the shockwave. Ha ha! The Black Widow truly lives up to her name. She must be about to advance to the manifestation stage, right? After a while, when everything had dissipated, a hearty laughter rang out in the area. Upon hearing this voice, all the martial artists in the plaza, including Ningyu, opened their mouths slightly in shock. Manifestation stage. Peak yin-yang stage martial artists could only advance to the manifestation stage after experiencing heavenly tribulation. However, many peak yin-yang stage martial artists might not even be able to touch the threshold of the manifestation stage in their entire lives. Compared to Ancestor Demon Geo, this little girl is not just a little bit inferior. The reply to the hearty laughter was a sweet-sounding voice. Swish! Swish! Soon after, 2 figures flashed through the crowd and landed on the high platform in the blink of an eye. Hiss! When they saw the 2 martial artists that had suddenly appeared, Peng Zhou and the rest sucked in a breath of cold air. Half-step to manifestation stage. The 2 martial artists before them were both at the half-step to manifestation stage. One of them was called Ancestor Demon Geo, and he was sent by Danwu College to hold the line. As for the other woman with a gauze on her head, she was the leader of the black market, the Black Widow, whose name struck terror in people's hearts. "President Peng, I will not interfere in the alchemy competition. I only hope that the competition will be fair," Ancestor Demon Geo said as he sat on the chair. "Rest assured, Ancestor Demon Geo, I will definitely be fair." Peng Zhou patted his chest and guaranteed. In front of others, Peng Zhou might not be so restrained. However, Ancestor Demon Geo was a half-step to manifestation stage martial artist. Killing him would be as easy as blowing off dust. Under such circumstances, it would be strange if Peng Zhou could remain calm. Dong! Dong! Right, I heard that Ningyu will also be participating in the alchemy competition. Why don't you let him up here? I want to meet him. Ancestor Demon Geo tapped his finger on the chair beneath him and said, "Ningyu is a core disciple of the Sacred Institute. I intend to test him here. If he can pass my test, he will become a pseudo-holy son. At that time, he only needs to participate in the last 2 rounds of the competition." Swish! Ancestor Demon Geo's words caused Peng Zhou's expression to change. "Old Ghost, just a moment ago, you said that you wouldn't interfere in the alchemy competition. Now, you're actually interfering." Peng Zhou only dared to curse in his heart as he sent a soul message to Ningyu. "Come over for a moment." "Calling me?" Upon hearing Peng Zhou's words, Ningyu looked around and then pointed at his nose. When he saw Peng Zhou nod his head slightly, Ningyu finally confirmed that Peng Zhou was indeed calling him. "Li Tong Tian, I'll leave Lu Wei and the rest to you." Ningyu instructed Li Tong Tian before turning to Lu Wei. "I'll be right back." Swish! As soon as he finished speaking, Ningyu rose from the ground and flew toward the platform unhurriedly. "What's going on? Where's Ningyu going?" "I don't know, but judging from the direction he's heading, it should be towards the stage." The people on the stage are all top-notch experts of their respective factions. What can Ningyu do there? Could it be that President Peng of the Alchemy Union is going to teach Ningyu a lesson because he embarrassed the 13th Prince and Zhao Kuo? Chapter 650. Chapter 650. Passing the test while everyone was busy discussing, Ningyu appeared on the stage. This. Ningyu sucked in a breath of cold air the moment he stood on the stage. 2 half-step manifestation realm martial artists and 3 peak yin-yang realm martial artists. Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove, and Black Widow were both half-step manifestation realm martial artists, while Xiaoji, Peng Zhou, and Dan Shenzi were peak yin-yang realm martial artists. This lineup was enough to destroy any first-rate force in the Great Xia Kingdom. Peak Yuan core cultivation and peak 5th grade soul force. Black Widow sized up Ningyu for a moment before saying, "Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove, Danwu College is indeed extraordinary to be able to cultivate such a peerless genius." "What peerless genius? It's just that his talent is slightly higher." Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove waved his hand and said indifferently, "The young master of the black market is not much weaker than Ningyu. There is no comparison between the two. If Ningyu is willing, he can easily defeat the top 10 young masters of the black market." Black Widow was very familiar with the black market situation. She knew that although the black market's young masters were strong, they would not be able to fight back against Ningyu. After thinking for a moment, Black Widow continued, "Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove, you said that you would test Ningyu here. I'm very curious if he can pass your test." Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove had a high status in Danwu College and was responsible for the test for the Sacred Institute's martial artists to become a pseudo-holy son. As long as one could pass his test, it meant that the martial artist could easily become a pseudo-holy son and even have the chance to become a real holy son. The test can be done at any time. Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove smiled and walked towards Ningyu, as if he didn't want to test Ningyu too early. Buzz. Others might not be able to see Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove's hidden movements, but Ningyu's eyes were very sharp. When Old Ancestor, Demonic Dove walked towards him, he already noticed some clues. As expected, the moment Ancestor Demonic took a step forward, the wind and clouds changed colors. Even the void above the high platform was shaking a little, and the shaking was getting more and more intense, showing signs of continuing to expand. Whoosh! However, just when everyone thought that the void above the high platform would collapse, because of this, a cold light suddenly shot out of the void and appeared in front of Ningyu in an instant. Spatial oppression. At this critical juncture, in order to test Ningyu, Old Ancestor Demonic Geo actually used space suppression to test Ningyu's martial Dao strength. In order to ensure Ningyu's safety, Old Ancestor Demonic Geo lowered the spatial pressure to the lowest standard for a pseudo-holy son, late-stage yin-yang realm. In other words, any pseudo-saint who relied on martial arts to advance would be able to withstand the spatial pressure of a late-stage yin-yang realm. Since Ningyu had blocked it, it meant that he could enter the ranks of the fake saints in terms of martial arts. Since he couldn't block it, Old Ancestor Demonic Geo decided to probe Ningyu's Pill Dao level. Use space suppression on me. Facing the spatial pressure of a late-stage yin-yang realm expert, Ningyu didn't dare to be negligent. He quickly summoned the Yuan Qi in his sea of consciousness and formed a thin Yuan Qi barrier in front of him. The Yuan Qi barrier that Ningyu used was a little special. Not only could it block Yuan Qi attacks, but it could also block the spatial pressure. Kacha! The instant the spatial pressure from Old Ancestor Demonic Geo came into contact with the Yuan Qi barrier, it instantly shattered it. This change was something that Ningyu hadn't expected. Damn it, it's not the spatial pressure of a late-stage yin-yang realm, but a peak yin-yang realm expert. Initially, Ningyu was worried about the spatial pressure from Old Ancestor Demonic Geo, but when he learned that it was only a late-stage yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure, his heart relaxed a lot. After all, with his current Yuan Qi and soul force, it was easy for him to block a mere late-stage yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure. However, the terrifying thing was that Old Ancestor Demonic Geo had changed the assessment method and used a peak yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure, causing Ningyu to panic. Ningyu, it's not impossible for you to block a peak yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure. Right at this moment, the Hongmo's voice rang in Ningyu's ears. Hearing the Hongmo's words, the corner of Ningyu's lips curled up as a countermeasure appeared in his heart. In the next instant, Ningyu summoned his peak 5th grade soul force and gathered it at a single point along with his yuan qi. Go! Accompanied by Ningyu's low roar, the yuan qi and soul force condensed into a ball of light and shot out. Rumble! A loud explosion rang out from the high platform, instantly echoing through the entire square. Good fella, worthy of being a core disciple of Danwu College's Sacred Institute. His strength is indeed strong. The loud explosion caused the Black Widow to jump up from her chair and exclaim in surprise, "I thought that I've already overestimated Ningyu. I didn't expect him to give me another surprise." Withdraw. Old Ancestor Demonic Jio's eyes lit up, and he immediately retracted the spatial pressure. Old Ancestor Demonic Jio, with the strength that Ningyu has displayed, it's enough for him to become the pseudo-holy prince of Danwu College. In fact, he even has a high chance of becoming a holy prince. The Black Widow's tone was filled with envy. If the black market could have a peerless genius like Ningyu, why would she need to set up so many young lords? He has met the requirements to become a pseudo-holy prince, but he's still far from becoming a holy prince. Old Ancestor Demonic Jio said indifferently, "The holy prince of Danwu College, whether it is in terms of martial Dao or alchemy Dao, he is at the peak of the great Xia Kingdom's younger generation. Even the older generation might not be as strong as a holy prince. Although Ningyu's martial Dao is strong, there's still a long way to go before he reaches the peak of Yin-Yang realm. Hee, there's always motivation when there's a gap." The Black Widow laughed. "President Peng, since Ningyu has passed the pseudo-holy prince's test, he doesn't need to participate in the first few rounds. He only needs to participate in the last 2 rounds. Old Ancestor Demonic Jio turned to Peng Zhou and said, "In addition, if there's nothing else, the competition can start now. Don't let everyone wait too long. Start my fart, Situ when still hasn't arrived yet, but Danwu College has sent 4 monsters." Peng Zhou muttered in his heart, but he still said honestly, "Excuse me for a moment. I'll go and arrange the first few rounds of the competition." Peng Zhou first signaled Dan Shinzi with his eyes. Then he flew up and landed on one of the circular platforms. Behind him, Dan Shinzi followed closely. Cough, cough. Peng Zhou's eyes slowly scanned the entire square, and after 2 dry coughs, he said in a clear voice, "I won't waste any more time. I believe everyone has been waiting for the start of the alchemy competition. I hereby announce the official start of the alchemy competition." Peng Zhou's words contained a faint fluctuation of essence qi, allowing all the martial artists in the square to hear it clearly. Let me briefly introduce the rules of this alchemy competition. There are a total of 4 rounds, and the first round is the preliminary selection. The requirement is to refine a 3rd-grade elixir. Chapter 651. The 3rd round whoosh. When the 3 words "origin condensing pill" came out of Peng Zhou's mouth, the entire square instantly became clamorous. Oh no, oh no. The first round of assessment is to refine a peak 3rd-grade pill, the essence solidifying pill. It seems like I have to stop here. What the hell is Peng Zhou doing? If the first round is to refine the essence solidifying pill, at least 80 to 90% of the participants will be eliminated. Maybe Peng Zhou is trying to filter out the geniuses as soon as possible. He doesn't want to waste too much time. Hearing that the first round of assessment was to refine the essence solidifying pill, some of the alchemists who had yet to reach 3rd grade felt bitter. To them, it was indeed cruel to be eliminated in the first round. The second round of assessment is to refine a 4th-grade pill, the true martial pill. Peng Zhou was very satisfied with the crowd's reaction. This was the effect he wanted. He wanted the elites. He did not want any of the nobodies. Peng Zhou looked around and continued. The 3rd round of assessment is to refine a 5th-grade pill. Let me explain. Alchemists who pass the 3rd round of assessment will enter the final round and will be rewarded handsomely by the Alchemy Union. What reward? Someone asked. Hee. As for the reward, let's wait and see. Peng Zhou smiled and said, "The 4th round of assessment will determine the top 3. By then, Danwu College will give you an unexpected surprise. All right, enough talking. Next, those who have registered can go up to the high platform and start refining the essence solidifying pill. Peng Zhou said in a deep voice, the time limit for the first round is half an hour. Good luck to everyone. After saying this, Peng Zhou's figure flashed, and he flew towards the high platform. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As soon as Peng Zhou left, the people around the 10 round platforms rose from the ground and rushed towards the round platforms. There were 10 giant round platforms and 10 stone tables on each of them. There were cauldrons and storage bags on the stone tables. The ingredients and pill furnaces for the first 2 rounds of the assessment were provided by the Alchemy Union. Those who registered only needed to go up the stage and refine the corresponding pill within the allotted time. Senior, I have a friend who wants to participate in the first round of the assessment, I think. Ningyu hurriedly cupped his hands towards Ancestor Demonic Geo when he saw the crowd rushing towards the stage. You can refine grade 3 and grade 4 pills effortlessly, so just stay here and wait until it's your turn. It won't be too late to go on stage. Ancestor Demonju waved his hand, interrupting Ningyu's words. As for your friends, you can rest assured. With me here, no one will dare to make a move against them. I just want to help Lu Wei enter the finals, not worry about their safety. Ningyu cursed in his heart, but on the surface, he said, Thank you, Senior. Haha, in the great Xia Kingdom, perhaps old Ancestor Demonic Dove's martial arts strength isn't too high, but his overall strength is enough to rank in the top 5. Black Widow said with a faint smile. This Black Widow doesn't seem to be that old. From the Black Widow's words, Ningyu could roughly estimate her age. She should be between 25 to 30 years old. To be able to reach the half-step manifestation realm at such a young age, one had to admit that her talent was truly heaven-defying. Naturally, the gap between him and Ningyu in his previous life was still huge. After all, in his previous life, Ningyu had broken through to the heavenly supreme realm at the age of 30. He was a well-deserved peerless genius of the demonic sky domain. Crack, boom, rumble. All sorts of sounds rang out from the 10 stages. There were pills exploding, cauldrons exploding, and people falling down. In any case, it was chaotic. For such a large-scale alchemy competition, it wasn't just a test of one's alchemy level, but also one's mental fortitude and adaptability. Even if it was only a 3rd-grade condensing pill, there were still many 4th-grade alchemists who failed to refine it within the stipulated time. As there were simply too many people signing up for the alchemy competition, the first round of assessment lasted from morning until noon before it ended. After a few hours of competition, there were only 200 martial artists who successfully passed the second round of the competition. Lu Wei and Si Kongling were naturally eliminated due to their low alchemy level. The second round of the competition begins now. As expected, Peng Zhou followed the principle of not wasting time and immediately began the second round of the competition. There were 200 martial artists, 20 on each stage. This time, they were refining a 4th-grade condensing pill, the true martial pill. The stipulated time was 1 hour. Compared to the condensing pill, the true martial pill was a few levels more difficult to refine. Although the Alchemy Union gave 1 hour, to most alchemists, especially 4th-grade alchemists, time was still tight. Boom, boom. Those who could successfully pass the first round of the competition were mostly capable, so there were no cases of falling down. Although they did not fall down, there were still cases of pills exploding, and it was more frequent. Their mental fortitude is too weak. Many of them could have refined the true martial pill, but they ended up exploding in the end. On the stage, Ancestor Demonic Geo shook his head and immediately changed the topic, but they are all good seedlings. If they can enter Danwu College and train for a period of time, they will definitely have a bright future. Old Fox. Hearing Ancestor Demonic Geo's words, Peng Zhou's heart was in a bad mood. His original intention of holding the competition was to attract all the geniuses in the great Xia country to join the Alchemy Union. How could he be happy with Ancestor Demonic Geo's interference? However, even if he was unhappy, he couldn't show it. who asked ancestor demonic Geo to be stronger than him. According to my estimation, there are only about 50 alchemists who can pass the second round of the competition. Black Widow said indifferently. 50 is already not bad. Ancestor demonic Geo slowly said. There is still half an hour before the end of the second round. After half an hour, we will know how many people have passed the second round of the competition. Rumble. Half an hour wasn't a long time, so it passed by quickly. It wasn't until an earth-shattering explosion rang in the air that the second round of the competition ended. The result was similar to Black Widow's prediction. A total of 48 alchemists passed the third round of the competition. Ningyu, the third round, is to refine the Grade 5 Essence Transformation Pill. Go and prepare yourself. Don't disappoint me. Since Ningyu needed to participate in the third round of the competition, Ancestor Demonic Geo did not detain him. Yes, Senior. Hearing Ancestor Demon Geo's words, Ningyu stomped on the ground and landed beside Lu Swan and the others. Cough, cough. Right at this time, Peng Zhou's voice sounded again. The third round of the competition, refining the Grade 5 Essence Transformation Pill. Chapter 652. Visitors from West Mountain City. 10 minutes of extra time to refine pills? Hearing Peng Zhou's words, the 48 martial artists who passed the second round of assessment felt that something was amiss. 10 minutes of extra time to refine a supreme grade elemental elixir. Didn't that mean that the fourth round of elimination would be extremely cruel? It was highly possible that they would be refining a 6th grade elixir. Hiss. Thinking of this, the 48 alchemists who were originally excited instantly felt a chill in their hearts. Most of their alchemy skills were between 4th grade and 5th grade. Even advanced 5th grade alchemists were rare. This meant that based on their level of alchemy, they would not be able to refine a 6th grade elixir. However, nothing was absolute. Some of the hidden geniuses in the major alchemy unions were very calm at this moment. The third round of assessment will be provided by the Alchemy Union. However, the alchemy furnace will have to be prepared individually. Peng Zhou continued. The third round of assessment will also last for an hour. Everyone, get ready for 5 minutes and start refining the elemental elixir. Buzz buzz. As soon as Peng Zhou finished his sentence, the originally quiet plaza became lively once again. TSK, TSK. I wonder how many alchemists will be eliminated in the third round. Based on this ratio, I guess around 30 will be eliminated. That's about right. The fourth round should be an elimination round. Any alchemist who can enter the fourth round will be able to hold their own. Let's wait and see. There are many cities in the Great Xia Kingdom, and every city has an alchemy union. The third round of assessment will be the time to witness the true strength of the major alchemy unions. The discussions of the crowd entered Ningyu's ears, but did not affect Ningyu in the slightest. At this moment, Ningyu was discussing with Li Tongtian and the rest below a round platform. Ningyu, the third round of assessment is to refine the elemental elixir. Are you aiming for the supreme grade elemental elixir? Li Tongtian asked. Actually, Li Tongtian really wanted to refine the supreme grade elemental elixir. After all, if he could refine the supreme grade elemental elixir, he would have an additional 10 minutes to refine pills. To Li Tongtian, 10 minutes was extremely precious. It could even determine if he could refine a 6th grade elixir. It's not as simple as you think. This could be a trap, Ningyu said in a low voice. A trap? What kind of trap could there be? Li Tongtian asked doubtfully. It's very simple. The third and fourth rounds of assessment will be held at the same time. We will only be given a maximum of 10 minutes to rest. Ningyu explained, once we attempt to break through to the transcendent grade essence transformation pill in the third round, even if we succeed, we will definitely consume too much energy and will not be able to quickly recover to our peak state. The alchemy competition is so intense. If I'm not at my peak condition in the fourth round, I'll most likely be eliminated. I see. After listening to Ning Yu's explanation, Li Tongtian came to a sudden realization and promptly dismissed the idea of trying to concoct a transcendent-grade primary transformation pill. If he expended too much energy in the third round, he would indeed put himself at a disadvantage. Fengzi, if you have something to say, just say it. There's no need to be restrained with me. Ningyu had wanted to say something to Li Tongtian, but seeing Fengzi's expression, Ningyu said, "With our relationship, your business is my business. Ningyu, I want to kill Feng Chang with my own hands." Fengzi clenched his fists, and his face was filled with anger. Feng Chang killed a few of my brothers. If I don't take revenge, I'm not a human. I thought it was something big. It's just a small matter. Ningyu smiled and waved his hand, gesturing for Sikong Ling to bring Feng Chang over. "I'll leave Feng Chang to you. You can do whatever you want with him. It has nothing to do with me." Ningyu said, "As for the 13th prince, you don't have to worry at all. You'll be by my side during this period of time. If the 13th prince dares to make a move on you, I naturally won't stand idly by." Time's up. All the martial artists participating in the third round of assessment go to the round platform. Just then, Peng Zhou's voice rang in the square. The main examiner for the third round of assessment is Elixir King Dan Chenzi. The time limit for the third round of assessment is 1 hour. Swoosh. Swoosh. Actually, the 5 minutes of preparation time that Peng Zhou gave everyone was useless. Once the time was up, everyone flew to the round platform. "Let's go too." Ningyu and Li Tongtian looked at each other, then rose from the ground and rushed to the same round platform. After Ningyu entered the round platform, he didn't start refining elixirs immediately. Instead, he quietly observed the pill masters on the round platform. Ningyu was on the 10th round platform. Including him and Li Tongtian, there were a total of 5 pill masters. Among the remaining 3 pill masters, 2 of them were only at the advanced stage of the 4th grade. It would probably be difficult for them to pass this round. The last pill master caught Ningyu's attention. Something's not right. Ningyu frowned slightly because he felt a dangerous aura from this pill master. It wasn't that this pill master had a high level of cultivation or a strong soul power. On the contrary, this pill master was only at the advanced stage of the primal core stage, and his soul power was only at the pinnacle of the 4th grade. Logically speaking, with this pill master's cultivation and soul power, Ningyu didn't even need to use his full strength to defeat him. Since Ningyu sensed a trace of dangerous aura from him, there was only one explanation, and that was that this alchemist was pretending to be a pig to eat the tiger. Could it be that some old demon has used a disguise technique to participate in the pill refining competition? Suddenly, this thought appeared in Ningyu's mind. The moment it appeared, he couldn't get rid of it, and it grew stronger and stronger. "Ningyu, it's time to start refining elixirs. The earlier you can refine the superior grade shifting pill, the more time you have to rest." Seeing that Ningyu was in a daze, Li Tongtian hurriedly reminded him. "It's fine." Ningyu waved his hand, telling Li Tongtian not to worry. With Ningyu's skill in refining elixirs, elixirs like the shifting pill did not require that much time and could be easily refined. If I'm not wrong, you should be a core disciple of Danwu College's Sacred Institute, Ningyu. When Ningyu was looking at the mysterious pill master, the mysterious pill master was also looking at Ningyu. The mysterious pill master was the first to break the silence and spoke to Ningyu. "Let me introduce myself. I am from the West Mountain City. My name is Xie Yan." West Mountain City. Ningyu's brows raised when he heard this. He had heard of the West Mountain City before. It was a chaotic place in the Xia Kingdom and was rumored to be very dangerous. Some time ago, he even went to the West Mountain City with the 3rd prince, Ouyang Hai. They didn't expect to meet the Spirit Fox team. In the end, the 3rd prince was killed, and the Spirit Fox team was annihilated. It's good that you have heard of it. However, there's one thing that you might not have heard of. Let me tell you. Xie Yan's face was expressionless as he said, "In the years that the 13th prince disappeared, he went to many places. His final destination was the West Mountain City." Chapter 653. I'm lying. What does it have to do with me, whether the 13th prince has been to West Mountain City or not? Xie Yan's words only caught Ningyu's attention for a moment, but he did not take it to heart. Even the 13th prince and his 4 intermediate stage martial artists were no match for me, let alone a late Yuan Dan martial artist like you. Hee, it's all right, it's not that important. Xie Yin smiled and continued. What I wanted to tell you is that there's still a long time before the competition ends. Let's play slowly. Idiot. Ningyu could not be bothered with Xie Yin. After calling him an idiot, he took out an elixir cauldron and placed it on the stone table. At the same time, he grabbed a medicinal herb with his right hand and threw it into the cauldron. Seeing that Ningyu had started to concoct elixirs, Xie Yin turned his wrist and did the same thing as Ningyu. Want to copy me? Ningyu's lips curled up as he threw the rest of the medicinal herbs into the cauldron. Look, what is Ningyu doing? Why did he throw all the medicinal herbs into the cauldron? This is a tier 5 Yuan elixir. Is Ningyu planning to use his unique method of concocting elixirs? What unique method? Some martial artists who did not understand asked. What else can it be? Ningyu's unique method of concocting elixirs. He throws all the medicinal herbs into the cauldron at once. A martial artist who had seen Ningyu concoct elixirs before explained, although Ningyu's method of concocting elixirs is unique, it is very effective and fast. I don't believe that Ningyu can use this method to concoct the Yuan elixir. A tier 5 intermediate alchemist snorted. Whoosh! As soon as this tier 5 intermediate alchemist finished speaking, the area became noisy again. Everyone was shocked. The reason why everyone was surprised this time was not because of Ningyu's unique refining method, but because the other pill master on the same round table as Ningyu had also thrown all the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. What the hell was going on? Could it be that Ningyu had passed on his unique alchemy method to the alchemist next to him? Gulp. Thinking of this, many martial artists swallowed a mouthful of saliva. If this alchemy method could be spread out, wouldn't it mean that they would also have a chance to learn it? This was a huge temptation. Even if you were a 6th grade pill master, you would definitely not be able to withstand it. Ningyu, I forgot to tell you, when I was in Western Mountain City, the pill I refined the most was the Yuan transformation pill. My control over it has already reached the point of perfection. Xie Yin looked at Ningyu provocatively and said, if I refine all the herbs together, I have an 80% chance of refining a mid-grade origin melting pill. Sigh. In the past, I did not believe that there were idiots in this world. Hearing Xie Yan's provocative words, Ningyu sighed softly and said lightly, now I believe it. You can instinctively refine a high-grade or even a transcendent grade Yuan transformation pill, but you act like an idiot and want to refine a mid-grade Yuan transformation pill. What do you mean? Xie Yin said coldly. Nothing, you will know when you see it. Ningyu shrugged, then reached into the pill furnace and took out the storage bag. Looking at the storage bag in Ningyu's hand, Xie Yin was dumbfounded and could not believe his eyes. After all this time, Ningyu did not throw all the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. I knew it. Ningyu could not be so stupid. That's right, the Yuan transformation pill is a 5th grade pill. His unique alchemy method should not be suitable. I don't know whether it is suitable or not. I only know that the alchemist threw all the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. Swoosh! The last cultivator's words directly attracted everyone's attention to Xie Yin. Everyone wanted to see if Xie Yin could refine a Yuan transformation pill using this method. Good luck. Ningyu smiled at Xie Yin, and then a wisp of blue flame appeared on the fingertips of his right hand and began to burn the bottom of the furnace. Following that, Ningyu unhurriedly placed the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. This is infuriating. Xie Yin was so angry that his whole body was trembling. If this wasn't an alchemy competition, he would have taught Ningyu a lesson. He was tricked. Ever since he left West Mountain City, this was the first time he was tricked. Want to see me make a fool of myself? How could it be so easy? Taking a deep breath, Xie Yin thought to himself, even if I use this method, I can easily refine a Yuan transformation pill. Interesting, very interesting. On the high platform, Ancestor Demonic Jiu's eyes slowly swept across the 10 round platforms, finally landing on the demonic eye. A faint smile appeared on Ancestor Demonic Jiu's face when he saw Xie Yan's violent alchemy method. Ancestor demonic Jiu didn't doubt Xie Yan's ability to refine a Yuan transformation pill. What he was curious about was what grade of Yuan transformation pill Xie Yan could refine. In the past, Danwu College also had a peerless alchemy Dao genius, a holy prince from the previous batch. That holy prince also used this method to refine a Yuan transformation pill, and it was a high-grade one at that. If Xie Yan could refine a high-grade Yuan transformation pill, it meant that his talent in the alchemy Dao was comparable to the previous batch's holy prince. President Peng, the alchemist next to Ningyu, where does he come from? Ancestor demonic Jiu calmly asked. Xie Yan? Peng Zhou's eyes were sharp and immediately noticed Xie Yan. Thinking for a moment, he said, Xie Yan comes from West Mountain City, representing West Mountain City's alchemy union to participate in the alchemy competition. West Mountain City. Ancestor demonic Jiu frowned slightly. He had heard of the chaotic West Mountain City and had even come into contact with the strongest master there. However, as far as he knew, West Mountain City's martial Dao was more prosperous, while its alchemy Dao was on the decline. For an alchemy Dao genius like Xie Yan to appear in West Mountain City, it was beyond Ancestor demonic Jiu's expectations. What is it? Peng Zhou asked in confusion. Nothing much. There are several good seedlings in this alchemy competition. After the competition ends, I want to ask them if they have any thoughts of joining Danwu College. Ancestor demonic Jiu waved his hand and said, President Peng, you wouldn't mind, right? Of course not, of course not, Peng Zhou said, but his heart was filled with hatred. It would be strange if he didn't mind. That old fart is clearly trying to snatch geniuses from the alchemy union. How could it be so easy? Haha, it's good that you don't mind. Someone should be able to complete the pill soon. Ancestor demonic Jiu naturally knew what Peng Zhou was thinking. Instead of getting angry, he smiled. That should be impossible, right? Only 20 minutes have passed since the third round. Who would have the ability to refine an Yuan transformation pill? Peng Zhou didn't believe it. To refine an Yuan transformation pill in 20 minutes. Even if it was a low-grade Yuan transformation pill, it wasn't easy. One had to know that even an ordinary mid-6th grade alchemist might not be able to do it. Peng. At this time, a crisp sound rang out from the first round stage. Peng. Peng. Chapter 654. Chapter 654. Refining the rules. A few voices rang out from the round platform, causing Peng Zhou's mouth to widen slightly as a grave expression appeared on his face. To be able to refine the energy transformation pill in 20 minutes. Putting aside the grade of the pill, just the amount of time required was already amazing enough. Suddenly, Peng Zhou's expression changed. He realized that there were sounds of pills being formed on all 9 platforms, except for the 10th platform. The reason why Peng Zhou was puzzled was because the alchemists on the 10th round table were a little special. There was Ningyu, Li Tongtian, and Xie Yan from West Mountain City. Logically speaking, with these 3 alchemy geniuses around, it was impossible for no one to refine the energy transformation pill in 20 minutes. Only an idiot would refine the energy transformation pill in such a short time. Li Tongtian murmured as he glanced around. After listening to Ning Yu's explanation, Li Tongtian had learned his lesson. He could have also refined the energy transformation pill in 20 minutes, but he did not do so. If he purely focused on speed, he would definitely expend a lot of his soul energy. This would be very disadvantageous to him when he was refining the grade 6 pill later. Since he was going to pass the test anyway, there was no difference between a little earlier and a little later. Of course, the prerequisite was that he did not refine a supreme grade energy transformation pill. Otherwise, he would have an additional 10 minutes to refine the pill. When the remaining alchemists saw that someone had successfully refined the energy transformation pill, they increased their speed. In the following period of time, there would be 1 or a few alchemists refining the pill every few minutes. Ningyu observed these alchemists who had completed their pills for a while and discovered that the Yuan transformation pills they had refined were all of the lower grade. Only a few of them had refined a middle grade Yuan transformation pill. Zhao Kuo is quite smart. He knows not to expend too much energy in the early stages. When Ningyu's gaze landed on Zhao Kuo, he was slightly surprised. Ningyu, wait for me in the 4th round. Zhao Kuo seemed to see Ningyu looking at him. He turned to look at Ningyu and raised 4 fingers. Let's compete to see who can refine the pill first. Ningyu raised his eyebrows and smirked. At the same time, he slammed his right hand on the cauldron. Whoosh! In a split second, a pill burst out from the cauldron and landed firmly in Ningyu's hand. Zhao Kuo snorted coldly when he saw Ningyu's action. He also slapped the cauldron with his right hand and produced a round pill. Zhao Kuo had a very complacent expression on his face as he waved the upper-grade energy transformation pill in his hand, as if he was saying, I concocted an upper-grade energy transformation pill. What grade are you concocting? Ningyu did not take Zhao Kuo's provocation to heart. Instead, he placed the origin melting pill on the table and slowly walked down from the round platform. Bang! Ningyu had just walked down from the round platform when Li Tongtian had just finished concocting the elemental transformation pill. The quality was not too high. It was just a low-grade pill. Ningyu, do you think that martial artist can refine the yuan converting pill? After Li Tongtian walked down the stage, he immediately started chatting with Ningyu. The crux of their conversation was Xie Yan. According to my observations, he should have no problem refining the yuan converting pill. Ningyu said, although he appears to be a peak 4th-grade alchemist, I have a feeling that he is pretending to be weak. In reality, he is at least an early-stage 6th-grade alchemist. An early-stage 6th-grade alchemist? Li Tongtian frowned slightly, a little shocked. Since when did a 6th-grade alchemist become so cheap? Any random person could be a 6th-grade alchemist. This made him, the fake holy son of Danwu College, feel very hurt. More or less, he might even be a middle-stage 6th-grade alchemist. Ningyu nodded. He is a formidable opponent, Li Tongtian said in a low voice. I just wonder what grade of energy transformation pill he can refine. Rumble. As soon as Li Tongtian finished his sentence, Xie Yan slapped the cauldron hard on the round platform. In an instant, the lid of the cauldron flew up and a round pill shot out from the cauldron. Smack! Xie Yan's hands moved quickly, and he caught the pill firmly in his hand. Middle stage energy transformation pill. In the instant that the energy transformation pill flew out of the cauldron, Ningyu discovered its true grade. Middle stage. Using such a crazy method of refining pills, Xie Yan was actually able to refine a middle-stage energy transformation pill. He really had some skills. Swoosh! When the crowd in the square saw that Xie Yan had not only successfully refined the energy transformation pill, but that it had also reached the middle stage, they were all shocked. The talent that Xie Yan had displayed was probably enough to rank him in the top 5 among all the people present. Whoosh! Xie Yan had successfully refined the energy transformation pill at the 50th minute. In the remaining 10 minutes, a few more alchemists had successfully refined their pills. Time's up. At the 60th minute, Dan Shinzi announced in a clear voice, all alchemists, leave the round platform immediately. I will begin to inspect the pills that you have refined. Swoosh! Swoosh! Hearing Dan Shinzi's words, the martial artists who did not manage to refine the energy transformation pill within the allotted time revealed looks of disappointment. Actually, it was no wonder that they were disappointed. This was because once they entered the 4th round, they would receive a generous reward from Danwu College. Danwu College was a colossus. The reward that they would give would definitely not be bad. Dan Shinzi did not care about the disappointed expressions of these alchemists. He split his soul perception and began to inspect the authenticity of the energy transformation pill that everyone had refined. After a while, Dan Shinzi said in a deep voice, there are a total of 16 martial artists who have successfully refined the energy transformation pill. Unfortunately, speaking up to this point, Dan Shinzi paused for a moment before continuing, among these energy transformation pills, the best quality is high grade. There are no transcendent grade energy transformation pills. Therefore, in the 4th round of elimination, no one will be able to obtain an additional 10 minutes. Without further ado, I will now introduce the rules of the fourth round. Dan Shinzi's voice contained some yuan energy, causing everyone in the square to hear it clearly. The fourth round is the elimination round. It will be a one-on-one refining of pills. The rules are very simple. The loser will be directly eliminated. Whoosh! Dan Shinzi's words had just landed when the crowd burst into an uproar. The loser would be directly eliminated. This rule was simply too cruel. One could imagine that if two exceptional alchemy geniuses were to meet each other, wouldn't they be at a disadvantage? President Peng, I suggest we change this rule. On the high platform, old ancestor demonic Geo lightly said, "The rules are heartless. In my opinion, the fourth round will continue to refine grade 5 energy transformation pills. The loser will be directly eliminated, but if the loser can refine a transcendent grade energy transformation pill within the allotted time, he can still smoothly advance to the next round." Saying so, old ancestor demonic Geo did not wait for Peng Zhou's approval and immediately sent a soul message to Dan Shinzi, expressing his thoughts. Dan Shinzi's face was filled with black lines as he turned to look at Peng Zhou. Peng Zhou's expression was gloomy, and his heart was filled with anger. Originally, he wanted to use the rules to eliminate the several fake holy princes of Danwu College one by one, but now it seemed that his plan had failed. Although he was furious, Peng Zhou still nodded to Dan Shinzi, indicating that he would follow old ancestor demonic Gio's suggestion. In line with the principle of humanization, the fourth round will still be refining energy transformation pills. The allotted time is 1 hour. Dan Shinzi took a deep breath and said, "In this 1 hour, whoever refines an energy transformation pill first will directly advance to the next round." Chapter 655. Chapter 655. A trap? Ning Yu's brows furrowed. He could refine a supreme grade transformation pill, but he didn't want to expose himself too early in the elimination round. Ning Yu, why is there a need to refine a supreme grade transformation pill in the elimination round? Li Tongtian couldn't understand. Logically speaking, each round should be harder than the previous one, but the current rules didn't seem to show any difficulty. There's no problem refining any pill. The supreme grade transformation pill is a 5th grade pill. It's much easier to refine compared to 6th grade pills. Ningyu continued, "Later on, you can see who your opponent is. If you have the confidence to win, then refine a supreme grade transformation pill as fast as possible. If you don't have the confidence to win, then don't be too anxious. Instead, you should prepare to refine a supreme grade transformation pill." Cough, cough. Right at this moment, old ancestor demonic dove coughed twice on the high platform and said, "The Danwu Academy has prepared a generous prize for all alchemists who enter the 4th round. After the alchemy competition ends, everyone can go to the Danwu Academy to collect it." F***CK. Old ancestor demonic Zhou's words left Peng Zhou speechless. If it wasn't for his fear of old ancestor demonic Zhou's strength, he would have taught him a lesson. This was a blatant competition for geniuses. If half of the 16 geniuses joined Danwu College, then in a few years, Danwu College would dominate the Great Xia Kingdom. At that time, the Alchemy Union's development in the Great Xia Kingdom would be greatly restricted. He didn't dare to voice his anger. Peng Zhou was really angry, but he didn't dare to say anything. He could only grit his teeth and swallow it. If there's nothing else, the competition can begin. Saying this, old ancestor demonic Gio closed his eyes and no longer spoke. The first round, Ren Xiangtian against Sun Ke. Dan Shinzi announced. Swish, swish. As Dan Shinzi's voice fell, 2 figures flew out from the square and landed on the first round stage. The second round, Zhao Kuo against He Hu. Dan Shinzi continued. Swish, swish. Zhao Kuo and He Hu landed on the second round dais together. The third match is also the last match of this stage. Li Tongtian versus Xie Yan. Dan Shinzi announced expressionlessly. Hearing this arrangement, Ning Yu's heart tightened, and he faintly felt that something was wrong. Ning Yu grabbed Li Tongtian's shoulder and said in a low voice, If you compete with Xiaoyan to see who can concoct the lower-grade energy transformation pill first, you will not have any advantage. Li Tongtian asked doubtfully. You mean to say that you want me to prepare to refine a supreme grade vitality transformation pill? No. Ningyu shook his head and said, when you go up later, just do as I say. I guarantee that you'll be able to advance easily. Li Tongtian was just about to say something when he felt a wave of information enter his mind. Instantly, a look of relief appeared on his face. Whoosh! In the next moment, Li Tongtian leaped up and landed steadily on the third-round platform. Ningyu, do you think Li Tongtian will be able to defeat Xiaoyan? Fengzi was more familiar with Li Tongtian and was very concerned about whether Li Tongtian would be able to win. No problem. Although Li Tongtian might not be as good as Xiaoyan in terms of raw strength, he will have no problem advancing. Ningyu waved his hand, indicating that Fengzi could rest assured. Hee, you're Li Tongtian, the fake holy son of Danwu College. On the third-round platform, Xiaoyan's lips curled up, and he said sinisterly, initially, I wanted to let you pass this round successfully on account of how hard it was for you to cultivate. Unfortunately, you and Ningyu know each other, so I have no choice but to eliminate you. As he spoke, Xiaoyan immediately threw the alchemy furnace into the air, intending to concoct the energy transformation pill. Wait a moment, Li Tongtian said. Pardon me for asking, but what grade of pill are you intending to concoct? Of course, it's the lower grade energy transformation pill. Do you think I'm stupid? Do you want to refine a supreme grade vitality transformation pill? Xiaoyan said calmly. I knew it. Li Tongtian shrugged and said, go ahead and concoct your lower grade energy transformation pill. I'm not afraid to tell you that I'm intending to refine a supreme grade energy transformation pill. Li Tongtian's voice was slightly louder, and all the martial artists in the square heard him clearly. As he finished speaking, Li Tongtian did not care about Xiaoyan's reaction. He grabbed a medicinal herb, threw it into the alchemy furnace, and began to concoct the energy transformation pill. Damn it! Xiaoyan's face darkened. As the top alchemist in West Mountain City, he could not tolerate being mocked in front of so many people. However, Xiaoyan did not lose his rationality. He knew that this was only the elimination round, and not the finals. If he were to concoct a supreme grade energy transformation pill now, he would definitely become the center of attention. This would be extremely disadvantageous to him. Trying to goad me into concocting a supreme grade energy transformation pill? Not so easy, Xiaoyan said coldly as he concocted the pill. At the same time, Xiaoyan looked towards Ningyu, wanting to provoke him. However, when he saw Ningyu's actions, he was momentarily stunned. Ningyu took out an alchemy furnace and threw it above his head. A blue flame appeared on the fingertips of his right hand, burning the alchemy furnace. His left hand continued to throw medicinal herbs into the furnace. Xiaoyan was dumbfounded by Ningyu's action. What is Ningyu doing? A martial artist asked curiously. What else can he be doing? It's obvious that he's concocting an energy transformation pill. A fifth-tier alchemist explained. If I'm not wrong, Ningyu is concocting a supreme grade energy transformation pill. What? That's impossible. Ningyu would not be so stupid as to concoct a supreme grade energy transformation pill at this juncture. Nothing is impossible. Ningyu said that he wants to be the first alchemist to concoct a supreme grade energy transformation pill in this alchemy competition. Oof. Acting all mysterious. Xiaoyan snorted coldly. He immediately grabbed the medicinal herbs and placed them into the furnace one by one. Done. Xiaoyan had just started when Ningyu shouted. At the same time, he slammed his right hand heavily on the furnace. Xiaoyan hurriedly stopped. He wanted to see if Ningyu could really concoct a supreme grade energy transformation pill. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Time passed minute by minute, but Ningyu did not take out the energy transformation pill from the furnace. 10 minutes later, Ningyu shrugged his shoulders and said, "Sai failed." It seems that a supreme grade energy transformation pill is indeed difficult to concoct. I I thought you could really concoct a supreme great energy transformation pill. So it's just a silver spear wax head. What do you mean? Xie Yin threw his head back and laughed when he heard Ning Yu's sigh. However, before he could finish laughing, his expression changed drastically. His face was filled with confusion. Done. On the other side, Li Tongtian shouted in a low voice. In front of everyone, he took out a round pill from the furnace. To be able to concoct an energy transformation pill in 10 minutes, Li Tongtian is indeed capable. Of course, Li Tongtian is the fake holy son of Danwu College. Concocting a low-grade energy transformation pill in 10 minutes is already considered slow. This is considered slow? Then how fast is it? There are rumors that there is a fake holy son of Danwu College called Hang Dong. Xian only heard the first few sentences of the crowd's discussion. He did not pay attention to the rest of the discussion. I still fell into his trap. Xian's expression was extremely ugly. He glared at Ningyu, then automatically blocked all news and began to concoct the energy transformation pill. Chapter 656. The Two Great Royal Cities, Chapter 656. Thanks a lot for this. Li Tongtian placed the essence transformation pill on the table and walked to Ningyu's side. If not for you, I wouldn't have advanced to the next round so easily. Don't belittle yourself. With your alchemy skills, it's not too difficult for you to make a supreme essence transformation pill within an hour. Ningyu knew Li Tongtian's abilities. A supreme essence transformation pill was not a problem for him. Among all the alchemists participating in the alchemy competition, Li Tongtian's alchemy skills were enough to rank in the top 5. After all, Li Tongtian had relied on his talent in alchemy and not his martial skills to become the fake saint. Zhao Kuo and Rin Xiangtian are about to form their pills too. Ningyu wanted to say something, but his eyes narrowed as he looked at the first and second round tables. Bam! Bam! Zhao Kuo and Rin Xiangtian slapped their cauldrons at the same time and took out a round pill. Essence Transformation Pill. It had only been 10 minutes since the start of the elimination round, but Zhao Kuo and Rin Xiangtian had already refined the Essence Transformation Pill. The elimination round is the time to show off your true abilities. Any carelessness will lead to failure, Li Tongtian murmured with a serious expression. The alchemy competition had gathered almost all the alchemy geniuses in the entire Great Xia Kingdom. After 3 rounds of selection, only 16 alchemists emerged. It was now the 4th elimination round. If they won, they would advance to the next round. If they lost, they would have to pack up and go home. In the 3rd round, he was still able to hold back, but in the 4th round, it was truly like the 8 immortals crossing the sea, each displaying their own abilities. Swish! After placing the Essence Transformation Pill on the table, Zhao Kuo walked down the round table and flew towards Ningyu. Ningyu was expressionless as he watched Zhao Kuo approach him. He knew what Zhao Kuo wanted to do without thinking. Haha! Ningyu, let me tell you first. You will most likely be facing the fake saint of Danwu College, Hang Dong. As expected, the first words Zhao Kuo said after he arrived were filled with complacency. Zhao Kuo's voice was very low, so low that only Ningyu could hear him. Danwu College has sent 3 fake holy sons this time. Hang Dong's alchemy skills are very strong. If you want to compete with him on the same stage, think about whether you can refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first. After saying that, Zhao Kuo looked at Ningyu complacently. Can I ask you something? Ningyu automatically filtered out Zhao Kuo's question and asked, have you lost your mind? Or perhaps you're here to give me transcendent origin crystals again? Or do you want to kneel down? You. Upon hearing Ning use mocking words, Zhao Kuo's face turned livid with rage. Relatively speaking, losing the essence crystals to Ningyu was secondary. What made him feel most embarrassed was that he had to kneel down and admit his mistake to Ningyu in front of so many people. This was what he could not accept the most. Ever since he had knelt down to make the heavenly oath, he had been thinking about revenge against Ningyu all the time. Taking a deep breath, Zhao Kuo tried his best to calm himself down and said in a deep voice, don't try to win with your words. Since you're so arrogant, I might as well tell you another unfortunate news. People from Great Hill Royal City are here, Zhao Kuo said coldly. Let me give you a friendly reminder. If you don't want to die, you'd better stay in Dongwu College and don't go out. Otherwise, you'll die a horrible death. What does it have to do with me whether people from Great Hill Royal City are here or not? Ningyu asked doubtfully. It does, of course it does. Zhao Kuo grinned evilly. Situ Wen is from Great Hill Royal City. He didn't participate in the alchemy competition this time, which means he's most likely in danger. Back in the Alchemy Union, everyone knew that you had a conflict with Situ Wen. Now that Situ Wen is missing, you're the biggest suspect. All right, I heard that Great Hill Royal City's Situ family sent 2 experts. Zhao Kuo paused for a moment, then told Ningyu through his soul. One of them is the Situ family's current family leader, whose cultivation base is at the peak of Yin-Yang realm. The other one is the Situ family's old ancestor, whose cultivation base is at the half-step manifestation realm. Swoosh! Ningyu's heart skipped a beat. With his current force, he was not afraid of a martial artist at the peak of Yin-Yang realm. But if he were to encounter a half-step manifestation realm martial artist, he would have no choice but to die. Although he was shocked, Ningyu's expression did not change. He said calmly, "You're an idiot. Whatever you say is right. I don't want to refute you." "Who are you calling an idiot?" Zhao Kuo said fiercely. "I'm too lazy to talk to an idiot. It's dragging down my intelligence." Shrugging his shoulders, Ningyu replied, "There's a type of person in the world that will pull your IQ to the same level as him and use his abundant experience to defeat you. There's only one way to deal with this kind of person, and that's to use your fists." Swoosh! As he spoke, Ningyu slightly released his aura and quietly suppressed Zhao Kuo. "I won't lower myself to your level." Sensing the aura emanating from Ningyu's body, Zhao Kuo's expression changed slightly. He glared at Ningyu, then walked away. Swoosh! As soon as Zhao Kuo left, Ren Xiangtian came over. "Ningyu, the force behind Zhao Kuo, is familiar with the Situ family. You'd better be careful." Ren Xiangtian lowered his voice and said, "Situ Wen is from Great Hill Royal City, and Zhao Kuo is from King Jie City." Great Hill Royal City and King Jie City are the only cities in the capital. There are many hidden talents in them, and they even have half-step manifestation realm martial artists. Seeing that Ningyu did not take this matter seriously, Ren Xiangtian hurriedly said, "Only a few people in the capital know about Situ Wen and Zhao Kuo's background. Ordinary people think that they belong to the Alchemy Union, but they don't know how powerful the force behind them is. Different situations call for different actions," Ningyu said. "Ningyu, half-step manifestation realm martial artists are not easy to deal with," Li Tongtian said. At this moment, Li Tongtian said, "I suggest that after the alchemy competition ends, you return to the Danwu Academy to participate in the Holy Sun test. As long as you can become the Holy Sun, even if a half-step creation realm martial artist wants to touch you, they would have to weigh their own strength first." "Thank you for the reminder. I'll think about it," Ningyu said in a low voice with a slight frown. Boom! At this moment, a sound rang out from round table number 3. Everyone followed the voice and looked over, only to see a sparkling and translucent medicinal pill in Xie Yan's hand. The pill emitted a faint white mist. It was obvious that it was a supreme yuan converting pill in Xie Yan's hand. Gulp! When everyone in the square saw the pill in Xie Yan's hand, they swallowed a mouthful of saliva and revealed a shocked expression. In less than 30 minutes, no, it should be less than 20 minutes, Xie Yan had actually refined a supreme yuan converting pill. This time was indeed heaven-defying. Crack! Crack! At the same time, 2 more cracking sounds came from the other 2 round tables. Pill explosion. Xie Yan refining a supreme yuan converting pill had a huge impact on He Hu and Sun Ku. It caused their pills to explode, and they were eliminated from the competition. Cough, cough. There are 4 people who will successfully advance to the next round. They are Zhao Kuo, Ren Xiangtian, Li Tongtian, and Xie Yan, who refined a supreme yuan converting pill. Chapter 657. Pill formation at the same time whoosh. The expressions of the people around Ning Yu changed slightly when they heard the names of the two sides in the first round. Among them, Li Tongtian's face was filled with worry. Ning Yu, Hang Dong's alchemy skills can be ranked in the top 3 among the 8 fake saints of Dongwu College. You have to be careful when you fight him. Top 3? Ning Yu frowned slightly and asked, how long will it take for Hang Dong to refine the low-grade origin transformation pill? I don't know the specifics, but I've seen Hang Dong refine transcendent grade essence transformation pills. Li Tongtian thought for a moment and said, a month ago, when Hang Dong challenged the projection of the saint, he refined a transcendent grade essence dissipation pill. At that time, he used about 15 minutes to refine the pill. But unfortunately, Hang Dong still lost in the end because the saint's projection refined a transcendent grade essence transformation pill in 10 minutes. 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Ning Yu's heart was slightly heavy. The last time he refined a transcendent grade origin transformation pill for Sikong Ling, it also took him 10 minutes. A month ago, Hang Dong was able to refine a transcendent grade Yuan transformation pill in 15 minutes. From this, it could be seen that Hang Dong could probably refine a transcendent grade Yuan transformation pill in around 10 minutes. In Dongwu College, Hang Dong has a nickname. Li Tongtian hesitated slightly, but still said, Little Pill King. Ning Yu, you don't dare to go on stage? While Ning Yu was still conversing with Li Tongtian, Zhao Kuo shouted from the other side, if you know what's good for you, you'd better admit defeat as soon as possible. Save yourself the embarrassment when you lose later. Ha ha. Wait a moment. Ning Yu did not even look at Zhao Kuo. He leaped into the air and landed on the first round dais. Ning Yu, among all the participants in the alchemy competition, there are 2 people that I'm interested in. Seeing Ning Yu ascend the stage, Hang Dong said indifferently, you count as one, and that Xie Yin who refined a transcendent grade essence transformation pill counts as one. If we compete in refining inferior grade essence transformation pills, it would be meaningless. In my opinion, we should compete to see who can refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first. As you wish. Ning Yu did not reject Hang Dong, but nodded. All right. After receiving Ning Yu's affirmation, Hang Dong immediately took out his alchemy furnace and started to refine pills. Seeing Hang Dong's actions, Ning Yu's face darkened. In the next moment, Ning Yu also took out the pill furnace on his body and started refining the Yuan converting pill together with Hang Dong. While Ning Yu and Hang Dong were refining pills, Dan Shinzi introduced the remaining 8 matches. However, the majority of the audience's attention shifted to the first round dais. They wanted to see who among Ning Yu and Hang Dong would refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first. After all, they had heard Hang Dong's words very clearly. Others could not wait to refine inferior grade essence transformation pills. But these 2 cultivators wanted to refine transcendent grade essence transformation pills right from the start. It'd be best if their pills explode, Zhao Kuo said coldly from a corner of the square. To Zhao Kuo, he would be very happy if Ning Yu failed to advance to the next round. Dong. On the high dais, Ancestor Demonic Jiu slowly tapped his fingers on the chair under him, feeling a little angry in his heart. Dan Shinzi's arrangement of this match was obviously to make things difficult for Dongwu College and him. Both Ning Yu and Hang Dong were Dongwu College's fake holy princes. Letting them meet in the first round of the elimination round was somewhat unfair. Although Ancestor Demonic Jiu did not doubt Ning Yu and Hang Dong's strength, Dan Shinzi's arrangement still made him unhappy. If there are no accidents after this round, there should be 10 alchemists advancing to the next round. In other words, the top 10 will be chosen. Seeing Ancestor Demonic Jiu's unhappy expression, Peng Zhou hurriedly said, in your opinion, what grade of pill should we refine in the next round? Simple. Ancestor Demonic Jiu pondered for a moment before slowly saying, in the next round, the top 3 will be chosen. What? Choose 3 out of 10? Peng Zhou exclaimed in surprise. Hee hee, there's nothing to fuss about. Beside him, Black Widow said with a smile, go and prepare 10 sets of the same herbs and let them combine them. Then, according to the grade of the pill they refine, the top 3 will be easily chosen. That's reasonable. I'll go and prepare first. Please wait a moment. Saying so, Peng Zhou left the high platform and hurriedly went to prepare. Old Ancestor Demon Geo, in your opinion, between Ning Yu and Hang Dong, who do you think will be able to refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first? After Peng Zhou left, the Black Widow looked at the 2 people refining pills on the round platform and asked, a month ago, Hang Dong could refine a transcendent essence transformation pill in 15 minutes. Ancestor Demonic Geo did not immediately answer Black Widow's question. Instead, he said, in the next Holy Prince assessment, Hang Dong has a high chance of becoming a Holy Prince. The 100 Academy tournament is about to begin. Danwu College really needs a Holy Prince to support them. Otherwise, they won't be able to win against the other academies. Black Widow said solemnly, let's wait and see. I'm more interested in Ningyu. Who knows? He might bring me a pleasant surprise. Ancestor Demonic Zhu looked at the round platform and frowned. At the same time, on the first round platform, Ning Yu and Hang Dong were doing their best to refine the essence transformation pill. The speed at which they grabbed the herbs was very fast. Almost every minute, they would grab several herbs and throw them into the pill furnace. In the blink of an eye, 5 minutes passed. Chi. In 5 minutes, the other alchemists on the round platforms had only thrown half of the herbs into the pill furnace, while Ning Yu and Hang Dong had refined all the herbs. Refining all the herbs in 5 minutes. This speed is indeed terrifying. At this speed, doesn't it mean that they can refine a transcendent essence transformation pill in 10 minutes? Refining a transcendent essence transformation pill in 10 minutes? That's too heaven-defying. Heaven-defying. Just now, Xie used less than 20 minutes to refine a transcendent essence transformation pill. Ning Yu and Hang Dong are both Danwu College's fake holy princes, so they should be faster. The discussion in the square did not affect Ning Yu and Hang Dong at the round platform at all. It could be said that Hang Dong was the strongest alchemist Ning Yu had met in an alchemy competition since his rebirth. Hang Dong can refine a transcendent essence transformation pill in about 10 minutes. Although Hang Dong was a strong opponent, Ning Yu's heart did not fluctuate too much. On the contrary, Ning Yu was still calculating how long Hang Dong would take to refine a transcendent essence transformation pill. The tree that stood out in Lin Feng's way must be destroyed. This was a principle that Ning Yu was very clear about. Therefore, Ning Yu decided to form the pill together with Hang Dong. This way, there would not be so much trouble. Buzz. Time passed, and 5 minutes passed quickly. Suddenly, the corners of Hang Dong's mouth curled up, and he said to Ning Yu, I'll go first. Crack. As soon as Hang Dong's voice fell, he immediately patted the pill furnace, and in an instant, a pill flew out of the pill furnace. Ha, what a coincidence, I formed the pill. Chapter 658. Soul Wood Swoosh. Ning Yu and Hang Dong completed their pills at the same time, causing the square to instantly become quiet. 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes had passed since the two of them refined the essence transformation pills. In 10 minutes, the other alchemists on the round tables had not even refined a low-grade essence transformation pill. But Ning Yu and Hang Dong had refined a transcendent grade essence transformation pill. Gulp. After a while, someone swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and the originally quiet square instantly became noisy. This is too unbelievable. Refining a transcendent grade essence transformation pill in 10 minutes. Are you sure that the two of them are not 7th grade alchemists? They are both fake holy sons of Danwu College. It is understandable that they can refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill in such a short time. Sigh, in this alchemy competition, the 4 fake holy sons of Danwu College will definitely take the top 4. Hee hee, you can't be so sure. Suddenly, a fourth-grade alchemist smiled and said, Danshinzi's last disciple, Yi Tian, is also participating in the alchemy competition. He is on the 5th round table. Swoosh! Hearing the words of the fourth-grade alchemist, everyone looked at the 5th round table. They saw Yi Tian, who was on the round table, slamming his palm on the cauldron. Suddenly, a pill that was emitting white mist shot out of the cauldron. A transcendent grade essence transformation pill. The shock that Yi Tian refined a transcendent grade essence transformation pill was no less than that of Ningyu and Hangdong. This was because Yi Tian's soul power was only at the early stage of 5th grade. Meanwhile, Ningyu and Hangdong were at least at the peak of 5th grade. Although Yi Tian used 13 minutes to refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill, it was enough to shock everyone. One could imagine that when Yi Tian's soul power increased to the peak of 5th grade, he would definitely be able to refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill within 10 minutes. How can Yi Tian refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill so quickly? Ningyu looked at Yi Tian, who was walking down the 5th round table, and could not help but frown. No one knew Yi Tian's alchemy level better than Ningyu. In short, Ningyu did not believe that Yi Tian could refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill in 13 minutes. Are you surprised that I refined a transcendent grade yuan transformation pill? Just as Ningyu was deep in thought, a voice entered his ears. I was wondering who it was. So it's Yi Tian, young Master Yi. Hearing the familiar voice in his ear, Ningyu smiled and said, What? Young Master Yi still wants to compete with me in refining the origin melting pill. Without waiting for Yi Tian to speak, Ningyu continued, I admire your courage. You lost to me twice in Danwu College, yet you still dare to challenge me. I have to say, you are indeed arrogant. I'm arrogant. Yi Tian opened his mouth. He didn't expect Ningyu to be so eloquent. Actually, Yi Tian had not come to challenge Ningyu this time, but to make fun of Ningyu. But hearing Ningyu's words, Yi Tian changed his mind. His lips curled up, and he said, Since you're so interested, let's have another bet. Swoosh! With that, Yi Tian flipped his wrist and took out a small branch from his pocket. Spirit wood. Just as Yi Tian took out the branch, Hang Dong exclaimed, It's spirit wood. No wonder you can refine transcendent grade yuan transformation pills. Ignoring Hang Dong's shock, Yi Tian waved the spirit wood in his hand and said to Ningyu, Let's each use a portion of our soul power. As long as you can suppress my soul power, I'll give this spirit wood to you. Ningyu, don't bet with him, Li Tong Tian said hurriedly. Although Yi Tian's soul power is only at early stage 5th grade, with the support of the spirit wood, his soul power can reach 6th grade or even 7th grade in a short period of time. It's fine. Ningyu waved his hand, indicating that Li Tong Tian did not have to worry. All right, I admire that courage of yours. Yi Tian raised an eyebrow and said, If you lose, not only will you forfeit this alchemy competition, you will also have to give me 600,000 transcendent grade yuan crystals. Hee, you're quite the wishful thinking. You know that I have 600,000 transcendent grade yuan crystals on me. Ningyu smiled and took out the storage bag from his storage ring. Don't worry, 600,000 transcendent grade yuan crystals are here. As long as you beat me, they will naturally be yours. All right, let's begin. Yi Tian's eyes turned cold, and he immediately separated a portion of his soul power from his body. However, this portion of soul power first entered the spirit wood and then floated above his head. You can use your soul power now. I want to see whether your peak 5th grade or my early stage soul power is stronger, Yi Tian said proudly, as if victory was already in his grasp. As you wish. Ningyu's face was expressionless. With a flick of his wrist, a portion of soul power surged out of his body and quickly flew towards the soul power above Yi Tian's head. On the surface, Ningyu's soul power was at the peak of 5th grade, while Yi Tian's was at the early stage. However, Ancestor Demonic Geo, who was on the high platform, knew the secret behind it. Interesting. Both of them are pretending to be weak. Old ancestor demonic Geo looked at the two soul forces with interest and murmured, Yi Tian used the soul wood, but I wonder what Ningyu used. Yi Tian will really cause trouble for me. Dan Shenzi's expression was a little ugly. The spirit wood was a rare treasure, and Yi Tian actually dared to use it as a bet. If he lost, the consequences would be unimaginable. When the alchemy competition is over, I will immediately take back the spirit wood, Dan Shenzi said fiercely. The reason why Dan Shenzi gave the spirit wood to Yi Tian was so that Yi Tian could enter the top 3 and enter the pill cave of Danwu College. Otherwise, he would not have given such a precious spirit wood to Yi Tian. Ningyu, your soul power seems to be at a disadvantage. On the other side, Yi Tian raised his head and looked at the soul power he was suppressing. In another 3 minutes, your soul power will be completely defeated. Looks like your 600,000 pieces of top-grade essence crystals will belong to me. Is that so? I might have to disappoint you. Ningyu shrugged. Disappoint me? You two what? Yi Tian wanted to ridicule Ningyu, but his eyes widened when he saw something that made him tremble. Chi! Chi! In midair, Ningyu's soul power suddenly erupted with a powerful force, directly suppressing Yi Tian's soul power. Ningyu did not give Yi Tian the slightest chance, and instantly destroyed Yi Tian's soul power. Puchi! With his soul power thoroughly destroyed, Yi Tian opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of dark red blood. His complexion became deathly pale. Yi Tian never would have thought that his soul power enhanced to late-stage grade 6 by relying on the spirit wood was actually instantly destroyed by Ningyu. No, you cheated. The strength of your soul power is only peak grade 5. How can you destroy my soul power? Yi Tian yelled crazily. You can use the spirit wood. Why can't I use other things? Ningyu could not be bothered with Yi Tian. Both his feet stepped on the ground and rushed out with an extremely shocking speed. Chapter 659. One move. Not good. Yi Tian's expression changed as he watched Ningyu closing in on him. He hastily retreated. Shua. However, Yi Tian's speed of retreat was clearly slower than Ningyu's. Soon, Yi Tian was caught up. Ningyu, the soul wood belongs to my master, Dan Shenzi. How dare you snatch it? Seeing that there was no way to escape, Yi Tian brought up his master, Dan Shenzi, in hopes that Ningyu would back off. Whether it was cultivation or soul force, Dan Shenzi crushed Ningyu in all aspects. Aside from Yi Tian, everyone else in the square thought that Ningyu would give up on the soul wood. Since you've lost the bet, you must accept the loss. You've already lost the soul wood to me, so I'm just taking what belongs to me. Ningyu did not take Yi Tian's words to heart. He instantly appeared in front of Yi Tian and reached out with his right hand to grab the soul wood. But just as Ningyu's hand was about to touch the soul wood, a cold snort rang in his ear. Oomph! You dare to snatch my soul wood? I think you're tired of living. Dan Shenzi snorted coldly. With a flick of his wrist, a huge palm print appeared and slammed towards Ningyu's chest. Dan Shenzi's palm was powerful and contained violent yuan qi fluctuations. Even an ordinary early yin-yang stage cultivator would not dare to take it head-on. Old ancestor, demonic Jiao. Ningyu is the fake holy son of Danwu College. Aren't you going to help him? The corner of Black Widow's mouth curled into a smile. Haha, Ningyu is still not calm enough. Dan Shenzi is a peak yin-yang stage cultivator, so he can take down Ningyu's prestige. Old ancestor, demonic Jiao laughed. Moreover, Dan Shenzi won't dare to kill Ningyu. At most, he'll just teach him a lesson. I feel that things aren't that simple. Black Widow frowned. Oh, old ancestor, demonic Jiao raised an eyebrow. Do you think that Ningyu can fight Dan Shenzi head-on? Don't think too much about it. If Ningyu had advanced to the early yin-yang stage, I might have believed it, but he's only at the peak of the primal core stage. It is impossible. What? Ancestor demonic Jiao did not believe that Ningyu could face Dan Shenzi head-on. But just as his gaze shifted to the sky above the square, his mouth opened slightly, revealing a shocked expression. Ningyu and Dan Shinzi stood in the air, neither making a move. Below them, Yi Tian held his head in his hands, his face contorted in pain. Dan Shinzi, if you're willing to bet, you must be willing to accept your loss. I really wonder how you've lived for so long. Ningyu shook the spirit wood in his hand and said, also, the spirit wood is such an important thing, yet you gave it to Yi Tian. TSK, I have to say, you're really naive. Dan Shinzi's chest heaved up and down, on the verge of exploding in anger. He did not care about making a fool of himself in front of so many people. He did not care about being ridiculed by Ningyu. What he cared about was the spirit wood. Without the spirit wood, Yi Tian would not be able to win the top 3 in the alchemy competition, and he would not be able to enter Danwu College's pill cave. Dan Shinzi glanced at Ancestor Demonic Geo on the high platform, took a deep breath, and said, Ningyu, state your conditions. What do I need to do to return the spirit wood to me? In fact, Dan Shinzi had no other choice. Ancestor Demonic Geo's presence here had cut off all thoughts of using force to take back the spirit wood. If he tried to forcefully attack Ningyu, Ancestor Demonic Geo would definitely not sit idly by. Not to mention, Ningyu's strength had exceeded his expectations. Just now, he had used 50% of his strength, but Ningyu had easily blocked it. If I want to kill Ningyu here, I need to use at least 80% of my strength. Dan Shinzi said fiercely, I do have a condition, but you probably won't agree. Ningyu pondered for a moment and said, state your condition. As long as I can do it, I will definitely satisfy you. Dan Shinzi said solemnly. Compared to entering the pill cave, Dan Shinzi could think of a way to agree to any condition. Very simple. Make Yi Tian withdraw from the alchemy competition and give me an additional 2 million transcendent grade essence crystals. Ningyu shrugged and said, the market price of the spirit, which should be around 3 to 4 million transcendent grade essence crystals. Me asking you for 2 million is already being extremely benevolent. Think about it. Crack, crack. Hearing Ningyu's words, Dan Shinzi's hands clenched into fists, trying his best to restrain himself from exploding. He could take out 2 million transcendent grade essence crystals, but to make Yi Tian withdraw from the alchemy competition, he couldn't do it no matter what. Because if Yi Tian withdrew from the competition, he also wouldn't be able to enter the pill cave. Dan Shinzi, I'll give you a chance. Shua. Just as Dan Shinzi was about to attack regardless of the price, Ancestor Demonic Geo tore through the void and appeared beside him. What chance? Dan Shinzi asked. As long as you can take one move from Ningyu without collapsing, I can make the decision to return the spirit wood to you. Ancestor Demonic Geo said. Voila. When the crowd heard this, their hearts trembled, and they all looked at Ancestor Demonic Geo with doubt. If they didn't know that Ancestor Demonic Geo was a disciple of Danwu College, they would have thought that Ancestor Demonic Geo and Dan Shinzi were standing on the same side. Ningyu is only a peak Yuan Dan, but Dan Shinzi is at the peak Yin Yang stage. The two are simply not on the same level. Forget one move. Even if Ningyu used 8 or 10 moves, it would still be impossible for him to defeat Dan Shinzi. The fact that Ningyu had blocked Dan Shinzi's move earlier had indeed shocked everyone. However, no one believed that he could defeat Dan Shinzi in a single move. None of them were optimistic about his chances. Is that true? Dan Shinzi's face lit up, and he hurriedly asked. Yes, Ancestor Demonic Geo replied, and his figure flickered, returning to the high platform. This your mother? Seeing Ancestor Demonic Geo leave so irresponsibly, Ningyu cursed in his heart. Scam, what a scam! The spirit wood was won by me? Why are you making the decision for me? Ancestor Demonic Geo, why are you doing this? On the high platform, Black Widow asked in confusion. Black Widow couldn't understand why Ancestor Demonic Geo would want Ningyu to give up such a precious treasure like the spirit wood. Dan Shinzi is not a soft persimmon. The fact that he could become the Pill King of the Grand Xia Kingdom is enough to prove his ability. Ancestor Demonic Geo sighed and slowly said, "There are many hidden old monsters in the Grand Xia Kingdom, and all of them have asked Dan Xinzi for medicinal pills. If Dan Xinzi wants to kill Ningyu, there's no need for him to do it himself. He only needs to spread the word, and there will be many people who will help him deal with Ningyu. But if Danwu College spread the word, I believe that the hidden old monsters in the Grand Xia Kingdom will give Danwu College face." Black Widow frowned. "Don't be too optimistic. Danwu College's upper echelons are not decided by me. They are divided into several factions." Ancestor Demonic Geo shook his head, and then closed his eyes, no longer speaking. Schwa. At the same time, Dan Xinzi floated in the air with his hands behind his back, a confident smile on his face. Chapter 660. The shocked crowd. "Ningyu, I won't move. Let's see how you're going to defeat me." Ningyu's face turned solemn when he heard Dan Xinzi's words. Defeating Dan Xinzi, who was at the peak of the Yin-Yang realm, in one move was indeed very difficult. "Why? You don't dare to make a move?" Yi Tian had already recovered from the pain and said, "Ningyu, if you know what's good for you, hand over the spirit wood as soon as possible. Otherwise, shut up." Dan Xinzi was already a little annoyed. When he heard Yi Tian's ungrateful words, he interrupted him and said coldly, "This has nothing to do with you. Go back and prepare for the next round of the alchemy competition." Yi Tian was instantly speechless after being reprimanded by Dan Xinzi. Before leaving, Yi Tian glared at Ningyu fiercely, as if saying, "Just you wait." Ningyu ignored Yi Tian. In other words, Ningyu did not take Yi Tian seriously at all. Ningyu frowned as he thought of a countermeasure. Swoosh. If I were Ningyu, I would definitely give up and return the spirit wood to Dan Xinzi. That's right. If I return the spirit wood to Dan Xinzi, I might become his friend. The fact that Ningyu did not make a move immediately caused the crowd to discuss. Friend? On the other side, Zhao Kuo could not help but smile when he heard the crowd's discussion. After offending Dan Xinzi, there will be no place for Ningyu in the Great Xia Kingdom from now on. Look, Ningyu is making a move. Suddenly, someone shouted, drawing the crowd's attention to Ningyu and Dan Xinzi. Swoosh! In midair, Ningyu immediately dashed out and punched Dan Xinzi's chest with a violent wave of yuan qi. Hiss! Sensing the monstrous yuan energy undulations contained in Ningyu's fist, the numerous martial practitioners in the square revealed shocked expressions. Strong. He was just too strong. The power of Ningyu's punch was enough to defeat a middle-stage Yin-Yang realm martial artist. Bang! In the next moment, under everyone's shocked gazes, Ningyu's fist struck Dan Xinzi's chest. A crisp sound resounded in the area. The result did not exceed everyone's expectations. Dan Xinzi still floated in midair, not moving an inch. You lost. Since you agreed to the bet, you must accept your loss. Return the soul wood to me, said Dan Xinzi with a smile. You're willing to admit defeat? Do you think you're qualified to tell me that you're willing to concede defeat? Ningyu coldly snorted. Soon after, he changed the topic and said, Moreover, I did not lose. Reincarnation palm. Following Ningyu's cry in his heart, an extremely vigorous wave of yuan qi surged out of his sea of consciousness and entered his wrist. No one noticed that within this violent wave of yuan qi, there was a terrifying wisp of soul power and a terrifying wisp of azure spirit fire. Not good. The huge force from his chest caused Dan Xinzi's expression to change drastically. He hurriedly summoned all the yuan qi in his body and frantically gathered it on the surface of his chest, hoping to block Ningyu's palm print. However, it was clearly too late for Dan Xinzi to react at this moment. Ningyu's palm suddenly exerted force, and the huge force directly blasted Dan Xinzi several feet back. Dan Xinzi spat out a mouthful of blood, and his breathing became weak. At the same time, his body swayed in midair. Ningyu, I admit that I underestimated you. However, I did not fall, so the soul was still mine. Dan Xinzi's tone was cold as he said in a deep voice. Is that so? Hearing this, Ningyu raised an eyebrow, and a smile appeared on his face. Puffed, puffed. As soon as Ningyu's voice fell, Dan Shinzi felt a dull pain in his chest, and then he spat out a few more mouthfuls of blood. Bang! After spitting out the blood, Dan Shinzi's originally swaying body finally could not hold on any longer, and he directly fell to the ground. Silence. Silence. A terrifying silence. After Dan Shinzi fell to the ground, the entire square instantly fell silent. Not even the slightest sound of breathing could be heard. Dan Shinzi was a peak yin-yang stage martial artist, so how could he be defeated by Ningyu in one move? Just what level had Ningyu's strength reached? Kacha! This silence did not last long before it was broken by a crisp sound from the high platform. On the high platform, Ancestor Demonic Geo had smashed the chair he was sitting on into pieces with a dumbfounded look on his face. Ancestor Demonic Geo had never imagined that the peak primal core stage Ning you would be able to defeat the peak yin-yang stage Dan Shinzi in one move. Although Dan Shinzi had merely blocked the attack, it was enough to prove Ningyu's strength. Things might go south. Ancestor Demonic Geo's expression was solemn. It's not a big deal. After the alchemy competition ends, let Ningyu participate in the Holy Sun assessment. With his strength, he has an 80% chance of becoming a Holy Sun. Black Widow wasn't too worried. As long as Ningyu can suppress all the fake Holy Suns and become the Holy Sun of Danwu College, I believe anyone who wants to make a move against him will have to think twice. Forget it. We'll deal with it when the time comes. When the time comes, I'll give Dan Shinzi a warning. Ancestor Demonic Geo took a deep breath and said slowly, Voila! Right at this time, Peng Zhou flew out from the square's entrance with several storage bags in his hands. What happened? The moment Peng Zhou appeared, he noticed Dan Shinzi's miserable state. Master, it's like this. Seeing Peng Zhou appear, Zhao Kuo hurriedly transmitted his voice to him. Listening to Zhao Kuo's story, Peng Zhou's face darkened. The soul wood was such an important item, but Ningyu had actually obtained it. Ningyu's alchemy skills were already very high, and with the addition of the soul wood, he would definitely be able to snatch one of the top 3 spots in the alchemy competition. Really knows how to cause trouble for me. Peng Zhou wished he could skin Dan Shinzi alive, but he knew that he and Dan Shinzi were on the same side. Before entering the pill cave, they had to fight side by side. In the next instant, Peng Zhou's figure flickered, landing beside Dan Shinzi. Are you all right? Peng Zhou asked. I'm fine, just careless. Dan Shinzi said in a low voice. We must take back the soul wood no matter what, no matter the cost. Let's put this matter aside for now. Next up is the alchemy competition's top 3 competition. Whether the first step of our plan succeeds depends on whether Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian can snatch the top 3 spots. Peng Zhou said solemnly. Peng, peng. Suddenly, the sound of several pill lids flying into the air rang out. Clear and melodious sounds rang out from the other round tables. Seeing the situation on the round tables, Peng Zhou slowly rose into the air and announced in a clear voice. In this round of elimination, Ningyu, Hang Dong, Shi Yang, Cheng Qing, Liao Hua, and Zhou Hao have successfully advanced to the next round. Let's cut to the chase. The rules of the next round are very simple. Chapter 661. 5 Elements Blood Dragon Pill. The rules of the competition are quite interesting. After listening to Peng Zhou's introduction of the rules of the competition, Ningyu raised his eyebrows and muttered, It's interesting, but I'm afraid there's something fishy going on. At the side, Li Tongtian said solemnly, The elixir was prepared by Peng Zhou. Who knows, the alchemists in the Alchemy Union might already know what medicinal ingredients are in it. Whoosh! Hearing this, Ningyu and the others turned to look at Ren Xiangtian, because Ren Xiangtian was an alchemist in the Alchemy Union. Don't look at me like that. I don't know what kind of medicinal herb is inside the storage pouch, Ren Xiangtian hastily said. Ren Xiangtian definitely didn't want to be the scapegoat. Moreover, he really did not know what medicinal herb was in the storage bag. A total of 10 alchemists, 1 round table for each of them. Just when Ren Xiangtian wanted to say something, Peng Zhou's voice resounded in the square again. You have 3 minutes to prepare. After 3 minutes, the alchemy competition will officially begin. Xiao! Xiao! In the next moment, Peng Zhou flicked his wrist and threw the 10 storage bags onto the stone table on the round platform. With that done, Peng Zhou's figure flashed and appeared beside Ancestor Demonic Jiao and the others. Peng Zhou, let me have a look at the medicinal ingredients you prepared. Seeing Peng Zhou appear, old Ancestor Demonic Jiao spoke. I've been ready for a long time. Peng Zhou knew that old Ancestor Demonic Jiao would definitely inspect them, so he prepared more than 10 sets of herbs. Firstly, it was to prevent old Ancestor Demonic Jiao from inspecting the pill, and secondly, it was to prevent someone else from refining a pill of the same grade. There are many ways to combine these herbs, ranging from a first-grade pill to a 6th-grade pill. Old Ancestor Demonic Jiao looked at the herbs in the storage bag and said solemnly, according to my observation, the highest quality pill refined from these herbs should be the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill. When I grabbed the medicinal ingredients, I grabbed them according to the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill and then put in a lot of other medicinal ingredients. Peng Zhou explained, the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill is a 6th-grade middle-stage pill. It is particularly difficult to refine. Even an ordinary 6th-grade late-stage alchemist may not be able to refine it. The 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill is indeed difficult to refine. Ancestor Demongia nodded. Let's see who can refine it first. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 3 minutes passed by quickly, and the 10 alchemists appeared on the round table. Because there were a lot of herbs in the storage bag, no one started to refine pills. Everyone was secretly calculating what grade of pills they should refine. Judging from the first few rounds of the competition, it would be very difficult for him to enter the top 3 by refining a grade 5 elixir. It was very obvious that everyone had set their sights on grade 6 medicinal pills. Voila! A few minutes later, the first alchemist to refine the pill appeared. Not Xie, not Hang Dong, not Ningyu. Yi Tian. The first person to refine a medicinal pill was Leaf Sky. Hua. Following that, the second person started to refine pills. Both Yi Tian and Zhao Hua have started concocting pills. Judging from this, they should know what pill with the highest quality made from these herbs is. Ningyu frowned when he saw Yi Tian and Zhao Hua starting to concoct pills. He recalled the Transmigration Pill Audiobook in his mind, hoping to find a higher quality pill in it. Ningyu knew very well that he could refine the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill with the herbs in the storage bag. Since Yi Tian and Zhao Hua started to refine pills so quickly, it meant that they were well prepared. Under this premise, it would be very difficult to defeat them with the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill, unless he could refine a supreme grade 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill. With Ningyu's current soul force strength, refining a supreme grade 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill was an impossible task. Got it. The 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill is a mid-grade grade 6 medicinal pill. I'll refine the 6 Elements Blood Dragon pill. Suddenly, Ningyu thought of a countermeasure. The 6 Elements Blood Dragon pill's quality was slightly higher than the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill. According to the Reincarnation Pill Audiobook, both pills required the same herbs, but the refining method was slightly different. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. While Ningyu was pondering, the other alchemists started to refine the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill. Being able to stand out among so many participating alchemists, it meant that everyone had some skills. They all knew that it was only a matter of time before they could refine the 5 Elements Blood Dragon pill. Why hasn't Ningyu started refining pills yet? In the square, Lu Wei was slightly worried. Don't worry. Ningyu must be considering what grade of medicinal pill to refine. Xikong Ling comforted her. Ningyu can refine a supreme grade essence transformation pill in 10 minutes. He can at least enter the top 3 in this round of the competition. It's not impossible for him to compete for first place. It's going to be difficult to compete for first place. Yi Tian and Zhao Ku's speed is too fast. I think they'll be the first to succeed. Zhou Tong frowned. He was also very worried. Zhou Tong's words caused everyone's gaze to fall on Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo. Yi Tian grabbed several medicinal herbs and threw them into the alchemy furnace. Then, he started to crazily burn the bottom of the alchemy furnace. Zhao Kuo was slightly better than Yi Tian, but he also grabbed 2 medicinal herbs and threw them into the alchemy furnace. On the other hand, the other alchemists, even Xie Yin and Hang Dong, who had shown great alchemy skills, only grabbed 1 herb each time. Ningyu, why haven't you started refining pills yet? Zhao Kuo separated a wisp of his perception and noticed Ningyu's actions. The corners of his mouth rose into a smile, and he said, "Fortunately, Master had foresight and predicted that old ancestor demonic Jiu would do this. I've already prepared a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Let's see how you defeat me." Fortunately, I won the soul wood from Yi Tian. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill. Ningyu took a deep breath and secretly separated a portion of his soul force. He first used the soul wood to strengthen his soul force, and then he poured it into the alchemy furnace. Afterward, Ningyu unhurriedly threw the medicinal herbs into the alchemy furnace and began refining the blood dragon pill. In any case, he only had 1 hour. It didn't matter if he finished earlier or later. As long as the final pill was of high quality, he would win. Time was ticking away. In the blink of an eye, 40 minutes had passed. Rumble. An earth-shattering rumble resounded in the air. Zhao Kuo's right hand slammed heavily on the alchemy furnace, and a blood-red pill immediately burst out from the alchemy furnace. Swish! Zhao Kuo's eyes and hands were sharp, and he firmly grasped the blood-red pill in his hand. With the blood-red pill in his hand, Zhao Kuo looked provocatively at Ningyu. The expression on his face was extremely irritating. Rumble. At this time, Yi Tian, who was on the other round platform, also slammed the alchemy furnace, doing the same thing as Zhao Kuo. As expected, Yi Tian also held a blood-red pill in his hand. Swish! Seeing the blood-red pills in Yi Tian's and Zhao Kuo's hands, all the cultivators in the square revealed expressions of disbelief. Chapter 662. Half-Step Supergrade. The strength of Yi Tian's soul power is only at the early stage of level 5, and Zhao Kuo's soul power is only at the peak of level 5. How could they possibly refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir? That's right. The 5 elements blood dragon pill is a tier 6 intermediate elixir. With the strength of their soul force, it's basically impossible for them to refine it. Don't forget that Zhao Kuo is Peng Zhou's apprentice, and Yi Tian is Dan Shenzi's apprentice. I wouldn't be surprised if they refined a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Most of the people in the square were skeptical about Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian refining the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Of course, there were also a small number of people who chose to believe in Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian. After all, both of their masters were not simple. One was Peng Zhou, and the other was Dan Shenzi. Guild leader Peng, congratulations. Old ancestor Jiu said calmly. Haha, Zhao Kuo was just lucky. It's his good fortune to be able to refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, Peng Zhou said with a smile, looking slightly excited. In Peng Zhou's opinion, a high-grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill was enough for Zhao Kuo to enter the top 3. Transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pill? Peng Zhou did not believe that the other 8 alchemists would be able to refine it. One had to know that even he did not dare to say that he could refine a transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pill with a 100% success rate. He could only succeed 7 or 8 times out of 10. You're right. It's indeed Zhao Kuo's good fortune to be able to refine the upper grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Ancestor Jiumo's face was expressionless as he said, relying on the upper grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, Zhao Kuo should be able to get into the top 5. Of course, I'm sure I'll get the top. What? Top 5? Peng Zhou nodded. Just as he was about to speak, he suddenly realized something. Forefather Jiu wasn't talking about the top 3, but the top 5. Could it be that even a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill could not enter the top 3? Xie Yin and Hang Dong are trying to refine transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pills. Old ancestor Jiu Mo glanced at the people on the round table and said, although it's difficult for them to refine a transcendent grade elixir with their soul force, as long as they can form the elixir, the final quality will definitely be higher than high-grade elixir, reaching the half-step transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir. As for Ningyu, the elixir he refined is somewhat special. It's very likely that it's not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Is that even possible? Peng Zhou opened his mouth slightly. Half-step transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, as the name suggested, was of higher quality than high-grade and lower quality than transcendent grade. As long as Hang Dong and Xie Yin were able to refine this pill, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian would definitely be pushed out of the top 2. Fortunately, Ningyu didn't refine the 5 elements blood dragon pill. When he turned around and saw Ningyu busying himself, Peng Zhou felt slightly relieved. Among the medicinal herbs in the storage bag, the highest grade of elixir that could be refined was the 5 elements blood dragon pill. Since Ningyu didn't refine the 5 elements blood dragon pill, it meant that he had lost the qualification to compete for the top 3. He might even be ranked last. I hereby announce that the elixir refined by Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo is a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. At this moment, Dan Shenzi picked up the elixir on the stone table and said in a clear voice, "There's still half an hour before the end of the elixir refining. If the remaining alchemists want to compete for the top 3, they must at least refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Only then will they have the opportunity to compete for the top 3. Since this round was a competition to see who could refine the highest grade elixir, it had nothing to do with time. Even if Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian could refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill so quickly, they would not have any advantage. As long as the remaining alchemists could also refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, they would have to compete to determine the final ranking. Look, Xie Yin is about to succeed. Suddenly, someone shouted in a low voice, pulling everyone in the square back from their shock. This time, everyone looked at Xie Yin's round table in unison. This was because Xie Yin had already refined all the medicinal ingredients and was only one step away from successfully refining the elixir. Rumble. However, before Xie Yin could finish refining the elixir, Hang Dong's eyes turned cold on another round table. In an instant, the lid of the cauldron in front of him flew out, and a round elixir shot out from the cauldron. Swoosh! Hang Dong stomped his feet on the ground and suddenly dashed out, firmly grabbing the elixir in his hand. A half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill. Dan Shenzi and Peng Zhou swallowed a mouthful of saliva when they sensed the aura emitted by the elixir in Hang Dong's hand. Their faces were filled with shock. Although they had already guessed this outcome, they still could not accept it when it happened. Boom! However, before their shock disappeared, Xie Yin also slapped the cauldron and took out an elixir of the same quality. It was also a half-step, transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill. There are really hidden dragons and crouching tigers in this year's alchemy competition. They can even refine a half-step, transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill. It's really terrifying. In this case, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian have been pushed down to 3rd and 4th place. It's hard to say. There are still 6 other alchemists. Who knows, there might be someone who can refine a half-step transcendent blood dragon pill. Crack! Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian's faces turned ashen when they heard the discussions of the surrounding martial artists. Originally, they thought they could take 1st and 2nd place. Who would have thought that Xie Yin and Hang Dong would be so heaven-defying and both refine a half-step, transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill? Now, we're tied for 3rd place. If someone refines a half-step, transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill, Yi Tian said with a grave expression, "That's impossible. Among these alchemists, only Xie Yin, Hang Dong, and Ningyu have high alchemy standards, Zhao Kuo said in a deep voice. The rest are all mediocre. At most, they can refine a mid-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Ningyu might also be able to refine a half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill, Yi Tian said worriedly. He, Master just told me that Ningyu didn't refine a 5 elements blood dragon pill. Zhao Kuo said gloomily. The 5 elements blood dragon pill is a mid-grade 6th grade pill. If Ningyu doesn't refine a 5 elements blood dragon pill, he'll definitely lose. That's good, that's good. Yi Tian took a deep breath and slightly relaxed. He had lost the soul wood to Ningyu. If he still couldn't win the top 3 in the alchemy competition, one could imagine how Danshinzi would punish him. Now that he heard that Ningyu didn't refine a 5 elements blood dragon pill, he even wanted to dance in front of so many people to celebrate. Don't think too much about it. After the alchemy competition is over, it'll be Ningyu's time of death. Zhao Kuo's lips curled up as he said coldly. The overlord of Great Hill Royal City, the Situ family's patriarch and Situ family's patriarch have already arrived at the capital. When the time comes, you and I will insist that Situ Win's disappearance has something to do with Ningyu. Yi Tian, what are you doing? Zhao Kuo was thinking about how to sow discord between the Situ family and Ningyu. However, when he saw Yi Tian's surprised expression, he could not help but be a little stunned. Gulp! Look at Ningyu. Yi Tian swallowed a mouthful of saliva, his face revealing an extremely incredulous expression. Chapter 663. Meddling. Can Ningyu really refine a transcendent grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill? Zhao Kuo pursed his lips, thinking that Yi Tian was making a mountain out of a molehill. He had already learned from Peng Zhou that Ningyu did not refine a 5 elemental blood dragon pill. Since Ningyu did not refine a 5 elemental blood dragon pill, it meant that Ningyu could not defeat them, which meant that they were still in 3rd place. Seeing Zhao Kuo's nonchalant expression, Yi Tian swore and said coldly, "Why don't you F*King take a look at Ningyu?" "Fine, I'll take a look. Ningyu can still F*CK. As he spoke, Zhao Kuo turned his head and looked at the round platform where Ningyu was sitting. It would have been fine if he did not look, but when he did, Zhao Kuo also swore. His expression turned extremely grave. On the round platform, Ningyu threw the last medicinal ingredient into the cauldron. At the same time, his peak 5th grade soul force poured into the cauldron. Not only that, but Ningyu also brought out his primordial chi and began to burn the bottom of the cauldron together with the indigo spiritual fire. Sizzle. As the temperature at the bottom of the cauldron continued to rise, sizzling sounds came from the cauldron, and the sounds were getting louder and louder. Bang! 10 minutes later, a crisp sound came from the cauldron and resounded throughout the square. Rise! With a low shout, Ningyu's eyes shone with a cold light as he lifted the lid of the cauldron. Following that, a blood-red pill appeared in Ningyu's hand. Whoosh! Looking at the blood-red pill in Ningyu's hand, the entire square was in an uproar. It was not that Ningyu had refined a transcendent grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill, but that none of the alchemists in the square could recognize the pill that Ningyu refined. This made things awkward. The elixir in Ningyu's hand is not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. I also know that it's not a 5 elements blood dragon pill, but the aura emitted by the pill is relatively vigorous, and the quality is not too bad. It should also be a grade 6 pill. The 5 elements blood dragon elixir is a tier 6 intermediate elixir. Unless the elixir in Ningyu's hands is a tier 6 advanced elixir, it won't be able to enter the top 3. It doesn't need to be a late-stage 6th grade medicinal pill. At this time, an early-stage 6th grade alchemist said, "If I'm not wrong, the quality of the pill in Ningyu's hand is very high, so as long as it's confirmed that the pill is an early-stage 6th grade alchemist, he can still enter the top 3. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. When Ningyu completed the pill, old ancestor Jiao and the others instantly tore through the void and appeared beside Ningyu. Among them, old ancestor Jiao said solemnly, Bring the pill over and let me see. Xiao. Without the slightest hesitation, Ningyu directly threw the pill to Old Ancestor Zhou Mo. Old Ancestor Zhou Mo caught the pill and split out a wisp of his soul force to carefully examine it. After a long time, Old Ancestor Zhou Mo said, "This pill is not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir." "We all know it's not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir," Peng Zhou said inwardly. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Ningyu didn't refine the 5 elements blood dragon elixir, but Old Ancestor Zhou Mo actually took a while to confirm it. However, Old Ancestor Zhou Mo's next words made Peng Zhou dumbfounded. Although it's not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir, the quality of this pill is much higher than the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. A wisp of flame appeared on Old Ancestor Zhou Mo's fingertip and started burning the pill refined by Ningyu. Crack, 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 crack. Suddenly, 6 cracking sounds rang out, and 6 blood-red marks appeared on the pill. What kind of pill is this? Why haven't I seen it before? Peng Zhou tried his best to calm down and asked in confusion. The 6 elements blood dragon elixir, Old Ancestor Zhou Mo said solemnly. There are 5 blood-red marks on the 5 elements blood dragon elixir, but there are 6 blood-red marks on the 6 elements blood dragon elixir. There are records of the 6 elements blood dragon elixir in Danwu College's ancient books. Unfortunately, its refining method has been lost. Since the refining method has been lost, how could Ningyu refine it? Peng Zhou hurriedly asked. Don't think that others can't refine it if you can't. Ningyu shrugged and said indifferently. I'm more suspicious of Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian. They are only grade 5 alchemists. How could they refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir? Peng Zhou's face turned cold, but he tried his best to restrain himself and said coldly, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian refined the 5 elements blood dragon elixir with their real skills, unlike you who refined some 6 elements blood dragon elixir. Peng Zhou rolled his eyes and continued. Moreover, the medicinal ingredients I gave you can only refine a 5 elements blood dragon elixir at most. The 6 elements blood dragon elixir you refined must have additional medicinal ingredients. The ignorant are fearless. There are really a lot of idiots out there. Ningyu ignored Peng Zhou and turned to Old Ancestor Zhou Mo Sr. I refined the 6 elements blood dragon elixir, and its quality has reached the high grade. The high-grade 6 elements blood dragon elixir is indeed of a higher quality than the high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Old Ancestor Zhou Mo's eyes swept across the remaining round tables. He pondered for a moment and said, the other alchemists shouldn't be able to refine the high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Therefore, I hereby announce that the top 3 in this competition are Hang Dong, Xian, and wait. Before Old Ancestor Zhou Mo could finish speaking, Dan Shinzi came over and said coldly, no one has seen the 6 elements blood dragon elixir before, so no one is convinced that Ningyu refined the 6 elements blood dragon elixir. No one is convinced? In my opinion, you're the one who isn't convinced. Old Ancestor Zhou Mo raised an eyebrow and his face turned cold. Dan Shinzi said that no one is convinced. Of course, no one is convinced. At that moment, a hearty laughter rang out from the void. Then, 2 figures landed steadily beside Ningyu, and the others one after the other. Hiss! When Ningyu sensed the powerful aura from the 2 figures, his face turned solemn, and he sucked in a breath of cold air. The peak of the yin-yang realm. Half-step manifestation realm. The middle-aged man's cultivation base was at the peak of the yin-yang realm, while the old man's cultivation base was at the half-step manifestation realm, just like Old Ancestor Zhou Mo. I was wondering who it was. So it's Patriarch Situ and Old Ancestor Situ. Old Ancestor Zhou Mo raised an eyebrow and said calmly, I wonder what Old Ancestor Situ's intentions are by participating in the alchemy competition jointly organized by the Alchemy Union and Danwu College. What Old Ancestor Situ? Just call me Situ Zhang. The old man smiled and said, it's not that I'm participating in the alchemy competition, but but this alchemist's soul strength is only at the peak of grade 5. I can't help but be suspicious that he can refine the 6 elements blood dragon elixir. You mean, old ancestor, Giomo frowned. It's simple. Let this alchemist refine another 6 elements blood dragon elixir in front of us. Then I'll believe him and admit that he's in the top 3 of the alchemy competition. Situ Zheng said coldly. Humph. The alchemy competition is jointly organized by Danwu College and the Alchemy Union. No outsiders are allowed to behave atrociously. Chapter 664. Black Evil Old Monster, hee. I'm not an outsider. Situ Zheng did not get angry when he heard old ancestor Jiomo's words. Instead, he smiled and said, strictly speaking, I'm also a member of the Alchemy Union. Naturally, I have the right to intervene in the competition. I don't care if you're from the Alchemy Union or not. This is the capital of the Great Xia Kingdom, not the Great Hill Kingdom. Old ancestor Giomo said in a deep voice. I know this is the capital of the Great Xia Kingdom. Situ Zheng did not seem to want to give up. He looked at Black Widow on the other side and took out a crystal ball from his pocket. Crack! Situ Zheng crushed the crystal ball easily with a little force. Buzz! The moment the crystal ball shattered, the space in the area seemed to tremble. Then a figure appeared from the void. Grandfather! In the distance, Zhao Kuo's eyes widened as he stared at the figure that suddenly appeared in the void. His face was filled with astonishment. Zhao Kuo thought that only the Situ family from the Great Hill Kingdom had come. Who would have thought that his grandfather would come too? Zhao Mu, the old ancestor of the Zhao family from the Kingdom King City. Old ancestor Jiomo's face turned grave when he sensed the aura that Zhao Mu exuded. If it was just Situ Zheng, a half-step manifestation realm martial artist, he would not be afraid. After all, he had the half-step manifestation realm Black Widow on his side. But after Zhao Mu appeared, things had become very difficult. Old ancestor Giomo, Situ Zheng is right. Let this alchemist refine the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir again. Zhao Mu did not beat around the bush and went straight to the point. He pointed at Ningyu and said, as long as he can refine the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir, we have nothing to say. That's a nice way of putting it. Old ancestor Giomo took a deep breath and said, the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir is not only difficult to refine, but it also consumes a lot of yuan qi and soul strength. Even an ordinary peak grade 6 alchemist cannot refine 2 cauldrons of 6 elemental blood dragon elixir in such a short time, let alone a peak grade 5 alchemist like Ningyu. Let's discuss this. We can give Ningyu 10 minutes to rest, Situ Zheng said. There's no room for discussion. Forefather Giomo's tone was firm. Old ancestor Giomo, you have to negotiate with me today. Right at this moment, a low shout resounded in this area. Not good. The moment he heard the low roar, Ningyu's complexion changed greatly. He hurriedly summoned the yuan in his sea of consciousness and wrapped it around his wrist. With a backhand punch, he punched out. Pa! In the next moment, a muffled sound was heard, and Ningyu's body fell backward like a kite with a broken string. Damn it! At the critical moment, Ningyu hurriedly released all the essence qi in his body and gathered it on his ankle, dispersing most of the force. Poochie! Even so, Ningyu still fell heavily to the ground and spat out a mouthful of blood. Black evil monster! Forefather Giomo's heart sank when he saw Ningyu fall to the ground with a single punch. Situ Zheng and Zhao Mu were 2 half-step manifestation realm cultivators, so they were not too strong. Forefather Giomo could even fight against them alone. However, Black Evil Monster was different. Whether it was his martial arts or alchemy skills, he was comparable to Forefather Giomo. Forefather Giomo, why don't you give me some face today and let Ningyu refine the 6 elemental blood dragon pill again? Black Evil Monster shrugged and said, I asked Dan Shinzi for an elixir in the past, so I will definitely interfere in his matters. Ningyu is the false holy son of Danwu College. If I, Forefather Giomo, gritted his teeth. Senior, isn't it just refining the 6 elemental blood dragon pill again? It's not a big deal. When he saw forefather Jiao Mo's grave expression, Ningyu interrupted him and said indifferently, "A mere 6 elemental blood dragon pill is not a problem for me." Ha ha! Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian could not help but burst into laughter when they heard Ningyu's words. A mere 6 elemental blood dragon pill? How could Ningyu say such a thing? The 5 elemental blood dragon pill was a mid-tier 6th-grade elixir. From this, it could be seen that the quality of the 6 elemental blood dragon pill had to be at the peak of mid-tier 6th grade or even late-tier 6th grade. With Ningyu's alchemy skills, if he did not use the soul wood, right? The soul wood. At this thought, Zhao Kuo hurriedly transmitted his voice to his grandfather, Zhao Mu. "Grandfather, don't let Ningyu use the soul wood. I suspect that the first time he refined the 6 elemental blood dragon pill, he relied on the soul wood to refine it. Don't worry, I've already thought of that." Zhao Mu waved his hand, signaling Zhao Kuo not to worry at all. In fact, Zhao Mu, Situ Zheng, and Forefather Black Evil had already arrived at the capital. Dan Shenzi had already used a secret technique to inform them of what had just happened. In the beginning, they did not want to all come out. In their opinion, it was enough to make Forefather Jiao Mo retreat. However, Forefather Jiao Mo was so stubborn that the three of them had no choice but to come out together. For the sake of fairness, you cannot use anything that strengthens the soul, Forefather Black Evil said in a clear voice. That includes a heaven-defying artifact like the soul wood. Swish! Forefather Black Evil's shamelessness caused Ningyu's expression to instantly turn cold. If he could not use the soul wood, his chances of refining the 6 elemental blood dragon pill would drop by several tens of %. This was because the refinement of the 6 elemental blood dragon pill had extremely high requirements on the strength of one's soul. Without reaching grade 6, it was almost impossible to succeed. By the way, I heard that you won the soul wood from Yi Tian through crafty schemes. Forefather Black Evil didn't seem to want to give up just like that. He said again, "How about this? If you can't refine a high-grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill, no, if you can't refine a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill, you'll have to return the soul wood to Yi Tian." Shameless. Extremely shameless. Ningyu had seen shameless people in the past, but this was the first time he had seen Forefather Black Evil act so brazenly. "Forefather Black Evil, are you determined to go against Danwu College?" Forefather Jiao Mo couldn't bear to watch Forefather Black Evil's shamelessness. He said coldly, "I'm not the only half-step manifestation realm martial artist in Danwu College. I'm not going against Danwu College." Forefather Black Evil smiled and said to Forefather Jiao Mo through soul transmission, "Don't think I don't know. Right now, Danwu College's people are fighting with the corpse sex experts in the Coiling Dragon Ridge. They have no time to care about what's happening here." "You." Forefather Jiao Mo released his aura. He had no intention of backing down. Forefather Black Evil, right? But just as Forefather Jiao Mo released his aura, Ningyu's voice slowly sounded in the area. "I can agree to all of your requests, but I have a small request. I don't know if you dare to agree to it." "Do I dare to agree to it?" Forefather Black Evil pointed at his nose and said coldly, "I'm a half-step manifestation realm martial artist. Why would I be afraid of you?" "Very well, then I'll state my request." Ningyu remained expressionless and said calmly. Chapter 665. Agree. You want me to give you millions of transcendent grade essence crystals as compensation? Old freak Black Nefarious couldn't believe his ears. He said in a deep voice, "You're very arrogant. You're the first primordial core realm martial artist to dare say such words to me." "If that's the case, I'm very honored," Ningyu said lightly. "You're indeed honored," Old freak Black Nefarious said coldly. "Enough nonsense. Start refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill. I'll agree to all your requests." Peng Zhou, give another storage bag to Ningyu. I want to see how he can refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Old freak Black Nefarious turned to look at Peng Zhou and said in a deep voice, "Swish." Peng Zhou had already prepared several storage bags. Now that he heard old freak Black Nefarious words, he directly took out a storage bag from his bosom and threw it to Ningyu. "Pa!" Ningyu stretched out his palm and caught the storage bag firmly. Subsequently, Ningyu divided a bit of his perception into the storage bag. After confirming that the medicinal ingredients in the storage bag hadn't decreased, he immediately took out the pill furnace and began refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill in front of everyone. Old freak Black Nefarious. The 6 elements blood dragon pill can't be refined in a short time. Let's go to the high platform and wait. Old freak Jiu Mo had always felt that Ningyu was somewhat unusual. Ningyu's calmness surprised him. However, old ancestor Jiu Mo knew very well that the 6 elements blood dragon pill was extremely difficult to refine and it couldn't be disturbed by outsiders. If old freak Black Nefarious and the others used tricks to disturb Ningyu, the gains wouldn't make up for the losses. Alright, but someone needs to guard here to prevent Ningyu from cheating. Old freak Black Nefarious thought for a moment and said, "Danshinzi, you guard here and ensure that Ningyu doesn't cheat." With that, the black evil monster's figure flashed and he flew toward the high platform. However, after taking a few steps, old freak Black Nefarious stopped as if he had thought of something. "Danshinzi, you should be very familiar with the soulwood. Keep an eye on Ningyu. Don't let him use it." After saying that, old monster Black Evil gave old ancestor Jiu Mo a provocative look before leaping off the ground and rushing towards the platform. "Damn it!" Ancestor Jiu Mo cursed inwardly and followed behind old monster Black Nefarious. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. After forefather Jiu Mo and old monster Black Evil left, Realm King City Zhao Mu, Great Hill Royal Cities Situ Zheng, Situ Clan's Patriarch, and even Black Widow and Peng Zhou did not stay. They tore through the void and appeared on the high platform. At this moment, only 2 people remained on the round platform. One was Danshinzi, and the other was naturally Ningyu. Humph. If he doesn't use the soul wood, he'll be lucky enough to refine an inferior grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill, let alone a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Danshinzi sneered as he watched Ningyu throw the medicinal herbs into the cauldron. "Once you fail, I'll immediately take you down and snatch the soul wood." Danshinzi did not doubt Ningyu's alchemy skills at all. This was because he firmly believed that Ningyu would never be able to refine a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Moreover, that was under the premise that he did not use the soul wood. If someone told Danshinzi that Ningyu could refine a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill, Danshinzi would probably fly into a rage on the spot and teach that person a lesson. Wasn't that just lying through his teeth? Li Tongtian, you seem to be more familiar with Ningyu. Below the round platform, Hang Dong frowned slightly and said solemnly, "Do you know how strong Ningyu's actual alchemy skills are?" "That's hard to say." Li Tongtian had already completed his alchemy. He had refined a medium-grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill and was unable to compete for the top 3 spots. Hearing Hang Dong's words, Li Tongtian pondered for a moment and said, "I believe in Ningyu. He should have a 10%, no, a 20% chance of refining a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill." 20% chance? You're overestimating that brat Ningyu. Before Hang Dong could speak, Zhao Kui said darkly, "Ningyu is only able to refine a superior 6 elemental blood dragon pill by sheer luck. Moreover, he only managed to do it with the help of the soul wood. Now that he can't use the soul wood, how is he going to refine the 6 elemental blood dragon pill?" "That's right. If nothing goes wrong, Ningyu's pill will explode in another 10 minutes or so," Yi Tian added. "What an idiot." At this moment, Xie Yin, who was on the other side, curled his lips and said, "Although Ningyu offended the 13th prince and deserves a beating, it's undeniable that his alchemy skills are very high. They might even be on par with mine." "Who are you calling an idiot?" Xie Yin's voice was not soft. Naturally, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian heard him loud and clear. They rebuked him in unison. Short-sighted fools. I can't be bothered to talk to you. Xie snorted coldly. He turned around and walked away, intending to leave the square. Damn it, go. Xie last sentence seemed to have triggered Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo. Without another word, they rose from the ground and launched a powerful attack at Xie. Xie did not take Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo to heart as they approached him. He continued walking forward. Whoosh. However, Xie had only taken a few steps when Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian appeared on either side of him. They each threw a punch at his face. Crack! Crack! At this critical moment, Xie quickly attacked with both hands. In the time it takes for a spark to fly off a flint, two crisp voices came from beside him. Ah! Ah! What followed were two miserable shrieks that sounded like pigs being slaughtered. Oomph! You guys sneak attacked me. It's not too much for me to kill you. Xie snorted coldly, his eyes filled with killing intent. Hiss! As soon as Xie killing intent appeared, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian gasped and took a few steps back. If you have the time to attack me, you should think about how to get rid of Ningyu, Xie said. He left the square without looking back. Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian clenched their fists as they watched Xie Yan's disappearing figure. A vicious look appeared on their faces. Hiss! Hiss! Just as they were thinking about how to get back at Xie Yan, a hissing sound came from the round platform and reached their ears. Hearing the hissing sound, they quickly turned to look at the round platform. Zhao Kuo's mouth was agape when he saw Ningyu's actions on the round platform. He was dumbfounded. He actually refined all the medicinal herbs. How can he be so fast? It's been less than 10 minutes. How did Ningyu do it? Yi Tian was also stunned. He could not believe what he was seeing. Even a pinnacle 6th grade alchemist might not be able to refine all the medicinal herbs in less than 10 minutes. I have to speed up. On the round platform, Ningyu kept channeling his primal chi into the alchemy cauldron. At the same time, his pinnacle 5th grade soul force poured out and attached to the walls of the cauldron. Chapter 666. A 50% chance if I want to refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, I must have a 6th grade soul force. Ningyu turned his head to look at Dan Shinzi, who was staring at him, and quickly thought of a countermeasure. The 6 elements blood dragon pill had a very high requirement for soul force. It was basically impossible to refine with a 5th grade soul force. If he could use the soul wood, Ningyu would not care too much. After all, he could rely on the soul wood to raise his soul force to the 6th grade in a short time. Now that he could not use the soul wood, he could only take the risk and borrow Sun Jiangwen's soul force in front of Dan Shinzi. Sun Jiangwen, under the premise of not being discovered by Dan Shinzi, how confident are you in transferring your soul power into the alchemy furnace? Ningyu's mind moved, and he began to contact Sun Jiangwen. 50%. Sun Jiangwen pondered for a moment and said solemnly, Dan Shinzi's perception is very strong. Under his eyes, I only have a 50% chance at most. 50% is not low. Ningyu fell into deep thought. As long as Sun Jiangwen's peak 7th grade soul force could enter the furnace, Ningyu had 99% confidence in refining a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. But doing so is also risky. Given Dan Shinzi's character, once he found a clue, he would definitely attack directly without the slightest consideration. Sun Jiangwen, I will put my palm into the furnace later. You must seize this opportunity. Ningyu took a deep breath and slapped the furnace with his left hand. Suddenly, the lid flew up slightly. The moment the lid flew up, Ningyu suddenly stretched out his right hand and put it into the furnace in front of everyone. Clatter! Ningyu's action immediately caused an uproar among the surrounding martial artists. In about 15 minutes, Ningyu can't have refined a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, right? Impossible. If you can refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, I will write my name backwards. Why did Ningyu put his hand into the furnace? Holy shit. Ningyu took his hand out again. Everyone's discussion didn't last long before they were once again attracted by Ningyu. On the round platform, Ningyu quickly removed his right hand from the pill furnace. At the same time, he increased the intensity of the flame, burning the bottom of the pill furnace. Seeing this, everyone felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted from their shoulders, and they slightly relaxed. If Ningyu really refined the transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill so quickly, it was estimated that many alchemists would lose the courage to refine pills. What the hell is he doing? Although Ningyu did not refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, Danshinzi did not look relieved. On the contrary, he looked very serious. After a short while, Danshinzi shook his head and continued to increase his perception, paying close attention to Ningyu's movements. Forget it. So long as he doesn't use the soul wood, he'll definitely be unable to refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Sun Jiangwen, completely conceal yourself. Without my permission, you can obediently stay in the spatial ring. Among all the people present, Ningyu was the one who felt the most relieved and relaxed. After obtaining Sun Jiangwen's peak grade 7 soul force, what Ningyu needed to do next was to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill step by step. There was no need to deliberately pursue speed. Of course, he couldn't be too slow. If he was too slow, he would exceed the 1-hour time limit, and the gains wouldn't make up for the losses. Ha! Old ancestor Jiuemo, Ningyu seems to have fallen into a bottleneck. On the high platform, the corners of Old Freak Black Nefarious' mouth curled up. At the beginning, Ningyu refined all the medicinal ingredients in less than 10 minutes. Old Freak Black Nefarious was extremely shocked. He was afraid that Ningyu would really refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. But when he saw what Ningyu did next, he finally relaxed and breathed a sigh of relief. I don't know whether Ningyu is in trouble or not. I only know that if you lose, you will have to leave the capital and give Ningyu millions of transcendent grade origin crystals as compensation. Old ancestor Jiuemo said coldly. With your status, you will have to prepare at least 2 million transcendent grade origin crystals. How can 2 million transcendent grade origin crystals be enough? I've already prepared them. Old Freak Black Nefarious flicked his sleeve, and a storage bag flew towards Old Ancestor Jiuemo. Old Ancestor Jiuemo flicked his finger, and a cold light flew out, forcing the storage bag to stop in front of him. Swish! Old Freak Black Nefarious stood up from his chair when he saw Old Ancestor Jiuemo's actions. The storage bag that he had just thrown wasn't as simple as it looked. He had used a full 80% of his strength. The fact that Old Ancestor Jiuemo could resolve it so easily showed that his strength was heaven-defying. It said that Old Ancestor Jiuemo's strength is enough to rank in the top 5 of the Great Xia Kingdom. It seems that his reputation is well-deserved, Old Freak Black Nefarious said in a deep voice. Ah, there are 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals in the storage bag. That's befitting of your status. Old Ancestor Jiuemo didn't answer Old Freak Black Nefarious' question. Instead, he smiled and said, "Let me thank you on behalf of Ningyu. No need to thank me. It won't be easy for Ningyu to obtain these transcendent grade origin crystals." Old Freak Black Nefarious took a deep breath and said in a sinister tone, "The 6 elements blood dragon pill isn't that easy to refine. Let's wait and see." Old Ancestor Jiuemo threw the storage bag to Old Freak Black Nefarious and didn't say anything else. Since Old Ancestor Jiuemo didn't say anything, Old Freak Black Nefarious naturally wouldn't ask for a snub. He sat back on his chair and chose to close his eyes to rest. For a moment, the entire plaza gradually quieted down. Everyone stared at Ningyu, who was on the round platform. They couldn't even take their eyes off him. Time ticked by, and in the blink of an eye, it had been 50 minutes since Ningyu started refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill. There are only 10 minutes left. I don't think Ningyu will be able to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill. While Ningyu was refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill, Zhao Kuo hurriedly treated his wrist and didn't leave. In his dreams, the six elements blood dragon pill is so difficult to refine. If Ningyu can, what? Just like Zhao Kuo, Yi Tian simply treated his wrist and stayed in the square. However, just as he was about to join Zhao Kuo in mocking Ningyu, he saw a shocking scene. Bang! On the round platform, Ningyu's eyes widened. Under everyone's shocked gazes, he raised his right foot and kicked the cauldron. Swoosh! In the next instant, a pill that contained a blood-red mist shot out of the cauldron and landed firmly in Ningyu's hand. Everyone in the plaza stared blankly at the blood-red pill in Ningyu's hand, speechless for a long time. Supreme Six Elements Blood Dragon Pill. After a few minutes, someone swallowed a mouthful of saliva, causing the originally quiet plaza to suddenly become noisy. This is unbelievable. This is definitely the most unbelievable thing that has happened in the Great Xia Kingdom this year. Yeah, Ningyu is only a peak 5 elements alchemist, right? How could he refine a supreme 6 elements blood dragon pill? Chapter 667. Not qualified, it really is a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Everyone's guess was right. Dan Shenzi's expression was extremely ugly and gloomy. He could not understand how Ningyu, whose soul power was only at the peak of grade 5, could refine a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Dan Shenzi, why aren't you checking the pill? I'll hold old ancestor Jiao back. Just when Dan Shenzi was at a loss of what to do, a soft voice entered his ears. Dan Shenzi rejoiced in his heart when he heard this soft voice. However, his expression did not change as he said, Ningyu, hand over the medicinal pill in your hand. I want to check it and determine if it is a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. You want to check the pill? Ningyu shook the blood-red pill in his hand and said indifferently, your martial arts strength is not the strongest here, nor is your alchemy level the highest. What qualifications do you have to check this 6 elemental blood dragon pill? I don't have the qualifications. Dan Shenzi pointed at his nose and said coldly, with my cultivation at the peak of the yin-yang realm and the strength of an early-stage grade 8 soul power. Haha, there are many martial artists at the peak of the yin-yang realm. Who do you think you are? Moreover, do you think you're a grade 8 soul power just because your soul power has reached grade 8? I can even say that my soul power has reached grade 9. Ningyu shrugged and smiled faintly. Unless you can also refine a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill in front of me. Whoosh! Although Ningyu's voice was not loud, all the martial artists in the square heard it clearly. Dan Shenzi is an early-stage grade 8 alchemist. He can definitely refine a mere transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill. That's right. Dan Shenzi is the Great Xia Kingdom's alchemy king. I'm guessing he can refine a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill in half an hour. Half an hour? You think too highly of Dan Shenzi. An alchemist who couldn't stand Dan Shenzi curled his lips and said with disdain, the refinement method of the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir has long been lost. It can be said that in the vast Great Xia Kingdom, there might not be a second person who can refine the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir. Boom! The words of this alchemist caused a huge uproar in the crowd. The refining method of the 6 elements blood dragon pill was lost. Didn't it mean that Ningyu's ability to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill was extremely heaven-defying? Dan Shenzi's face turned ashen when he saw everyone's reaction. He wished he could immediately teach Ningyu a lesson. However, he had not lost his rationality. He knew that if he attacked Ningyu now, he would be jumping into a pit of fire. It would be a strenuous and fruitless effort. Ningyu, if you say that I don't have the qualifications to inspect the pills in your hands, then who does? Dan Shenzi took a deep breath and tried hard to calm himself down. There are many people who do. In any case, you've already been excluded. Ningyu's gaze shifted to the high platform, landing on old ancestor Jiao. In a clear voice, he said, Senior, I hope you can come out and inspect whether I'm refining a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill or not. All right, I also want to see whether you have real talent or not. Old ancestor Geo-Mo responded. He immediately rose from the ground, wanting to tear the void. However, just as old ancestor Geo-Mo was about to move, a huge palm pressed down on his shoulder. Old ancestor Geo-Mo turned his head and looked. It turned out to be old monster Black Evil. What do you mean by this? Old ancestor Geo-Mo said in a deep voice. Old ancestor Black Evil was opposing him at this critical juncture, completely disregarding him. It was obvious that he wanted to interfere with Ning Yu's alchemy. Nothing much. I just want to go and have a check with you. Old ancestor Black Evil said indifferently. No matter what, I took out 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals. If you colluded with Ning Yu to harm me, wouldn't I suffer a great loss? That seems to make some sense. Old ancestor Geo-Mo's eyes narrowed slightly. On the surface, he muttered to himself, but in private, he sent a soul message to Ning Yu. Is the 6 elements blood dragon pill you're refining really a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill? Will it be exposed when we inspect it later? Senior, you can rest assured. The 6 elements blood dragon pill I refined is 100% a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Old ancestor Geo-Mo was acting on behalf of Ning Yu. Ning Yu did not dare to lie. That's enough. Old ancestor Geo-Mo nodded. He then tore the void and flew towards Ning Yu. I want to see if you can refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Old ancestor Black Evil gave Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng a meaningful look. He then tore the void and followed old ancestor Geo-Mo swish. Swish. After old ancestor Geo-Mo and old ancestor Black Evil left, Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng's figures flickered. They stood on the left and right of the Black Widow. Their intentions were clear. They did not want to let the Black Widow leave the high platform. I want to see what medicine you two have up your sleeves. Despite being surrounded by Zhao Mu and the others, the Black Widow did not show the slightest bit of anger. Instead, she closed her eyes tightly, as if what was happening in the outside world had nothing to do with her. The Black Widow chose to close her eyes and rest. Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng, on the other hand, were happy to be at ease. They split out a bit of their perception and looked towards the round platform Ning Yu was on. At this time, old ancestor Geo-Mo and old ancestor Black Evil had already appeared on the round platform. Old ancestor Black Evil did not beat around the bush and went straight to the point. Ning Yu, hand over the pill in your hand. I want to see if it's a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Hearing old ancestor Black Evil's direct words, Ning Yu's expression turned solemn. He said, "It's not that I don't want to hand it over to you, but I've already promised old ancestor Geo-Mo that I will hand it over to him." Swoosh! With that, Ning Yu flicked his sleeve, and a blood-red pill flew towards old ancestor Geo-Mo. What do you mean by promise? Do you think I would cheat for personal gain? Old ancestor Black Evil snorted coldly when he saw the blood-red pill fly out of Ning Yu's sleeve. He immediately leaped up and reached out with his right hand, firmly grasping the pill in his hand. However, as soon as old ancestor Black Evil grabbed the pill, he sensed something unusual and hurriedly opened his right hand. Damn it! When he saw that the pill in his right hand was not the 6 elements blood dragon pill, old ancestor Black Evil's face instantly darkened. He was on the verge of exploding with rage. On the other side, Ning Yu flicked his wrist, and a blood-red pill appeared in his hand. "Senior, this is the pill I just refined. Please check it." Ning Yu extended his palm and handed the pill to old ancestor Geo-Mo. At such a close distance, it was already too late for old ancestor Black Evil to intervene. Old ancestor Geo-Mo easily took the pill from Ning Yu's hand. Then, old ancestor Geo-Mo ignored old ancestor Black Evil's murderous gaze and began to seriously examine the pill. After a while, Old Ancestor Mo raised the blood-red pill above his head and said in a deep voice, "The pill Ningyu refined is indeed the six elements blood dragon pill. Both its quality and purity show that it is a transcendent grade pill. In order to let everyone have a better understanding, I will personally demonstrate for everyone." Then, a flame appeared on Old Ancestor Mo's fingertip and continuously burned the blood-red pill in his hand. Crack, 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 crack. The pill didn't burn for long before it emitted 6 consecutive cracking sounds that were exceptionally ear-piercing. After the cracking sounds, 6 blood-red marks appeared on the pill's body. Moreover, these marks looked even more obvious. It really is a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. I already said that Ningyu could definitely refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, but none of you believe me. What did you say? What did you say that? Chapter 668. 3 million whoosh. The Peacemaker's words drew everyone's attention to Dan Shinzi and Peng Zhou. Although Dan Shinzi knew that Ningyu had refined a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, he was still somewhat unwilling to hear it from Old Ancestor Mo. "We must find a chance to get rid of Ningyu," Dan Shinzi said fiercely. "Get rid of him. We must get rid of him." Peng Zhou was also very angry. Ningyu had refined a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, which meant that Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo could only settle for 4th and 5th place. According to the rules of the alchemy competition, the 4th and 5th place alchemists were not allowed to enter Danwu College's pill cavern to cultivate. After spending so much time and energy, in the end, everything was ruined by Ningyu. How could Peng Zhou and Dan Shinzi not be angry? "Peng Zhou, it's not convenient for us to get involved in the matter of killing Ningyu." Dan Shinzi's eyeballs rolled as he spoke to Peng Zhou through his soul. Didn't Situ Wen go missing? Tell the Situ family head and Situ Zheng that Situ Wen's disappearance has something to do with Ningyu. No, you have to be even more ruthless. Just say that Situ Wen was killed by Ningyu. Isn't this a little too extreme? Peng Zhou frowned and said, "We don't know if Situ Wen is dead or not. If Situ Zheng finds out that we are playing with him, the consequences will be unimaginable." Situ Zheng was a half-step to the manifestation realm, so Peng Zhou naturally did not want to take such a huge risk. "Don't worry. Situ Wen has been missing for such a long time. He must be dead," Dan Shinzi said coldly. "You can't catch the wolf without sacrificing the child. If Situ Zheng doesn't kill Ningyu, we'll use Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo as bait to lure Ningyu. But what if Ningyu stays in Danwu College and doesn't come out?" Peng Zhou was still a little worried. Dan Shinzi glanced at Lu Jin and the others below the round platform. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly as he said, sinisterly, "He has no choice but to leave Danwu College." Ningyu was unaware of the conversation between Peng Zhou and Dan Shinzi. At this moment, Ningyu looked at the black evil freak and said, "You are a half-step manifestation realm martial artist, so I will address you as senior." Ningyu gave the black nefarious old monster a label to prevent him from going back on his word. "Senior, you said that as long as I refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, you will immediately leave the capital." "Humph, I am a man of my word." Old Monster Black Nefarious harumphed coldly. He had no intention of leaving. At the same time, the black evil monster cast a glance at Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng. Hiss! Old Freak Black Nefarious' face darkened when he saw it. On the round platform, Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng were completely suppressed by the Black Widow. Their foreheads were covered in beads of sweat. "Ningyu, I said that as long as you refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, I will leave the capital. Now, I'm a man of my word. I will leave immediately." Old Monster Black Nefarious did not want to leave. He wanted to pressure Ningyu again. At the very least, he wanted to force Ningyu to spit out the soulwood. However, when he saw Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng, he instantly changed his mind. Situ Zheng and Zhao Mu were easily suppressed by the Black Widow. One could imagine that he was no match for the Black Widow and old ancestor Gmo. The Black Widow is so powerful. Old ancestor Gmo was also very shocked. In old ancestor Gmo's knowledge, although the Black Widow was not weak, she was not this powerful. The strength that the Black Widow displayed was even comparable to his. Senior, are you going to leave just like that? Did you forget something? Seeing that old monster Black Nefarious wanted to leave, Ningyu naturally would not let the matter rest. Ningyu took a step forward and said in a deep voice, I remember that not only did you say that you would leave the capital, but you also said that you would give me a few million transcendent grade origin crystals as compensation. With your wealth, I reckon that you can get 5 or 6 million transcendent grade origin crystals just by plucking a strand of hair. Hearing Ning use words, including Old Monster Black Nefarious and Old Ancestor Gmo, the corners of their mouths twitched a few times. Did he really think that it was that easy to obtain transcendent grade origin crystals? As a half-step manifestation realm Old Monster Black Nefarious, his entire fortune might not even have 10 million transcendent grade origin crystals. In order to prevent Old Monster Black Nefarious from going back on his word, Old Ancestor Gmo decided to help Ningyu. Old Monster Black Nefarious, take it out. You already prepared 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals. Fine, you win. Being watched by so many people, Old Monster Black Nefarious was in a dilemma. However, for the sake of his reputation, Old Monster Black Nefarious obediently took out the storage bag and threw it to Ningyu. Take it. There are 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals in the storage bag. Let's see if you have the ability to catch it. Old Ancestor Gmo's expression changed slightly when he saw the storage bag flying towards Ningyu. He immediately rushed out to catch the storage bag for Ningyu. Swoosh! However, Old Monster Black Nefarious figure flickered and appeared in front of Old Ancestor Gmo. Haha, it's just 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals. Do you think I can deceive Ningyu? Old Monster Black Nefarious laughed as he made his move. With Ningyu's strength, it shouldn't be possible that he can't even catch a storage bag, right? Of course I can catch a storage bag. Suddenly, Ningyu raised his eyebrows and quickly reached out with his right hand to grab the storage bag. Ningyu, watch out! Old Ancestor Gmo shouted when he saw Ningyu's actions. Ha ha ha! Ningyu, you're too naive. Old Monster Black Nefarious laughed maniacally. Even a peak Enyang realm martialist might not be able to catch my storage bag. I really admire you. Hee hee. Ningyu is finished this time. Even if he doesn't die, he'll be severely injured, Dan Chinzi said with a sinister smile. Of course he's finished. Does he think half-step manifestation realm martialists are vegetarians? Peng Zhou echoed. I've never thought half-step manifestation realm martialists are vegetarians. However, just as Dan Chinzi and the others finished mocking Old Monster Black Nefarious, Ningyu's words resounded in the area. From Ningyu's tone, one could vaguely hear a hint of relief. Sun Jiangwen, get everyone alive in the storage ring to transfer their primordial energy to my wrist. Although Ningyu sounded very relaxed, he was extremely nervous on the inside. He hurriedly ordered Sun Jiangwen and the others to transfer their primordial energy to his wrist. Ningyu sensed an extremely powerful aura coming from the storage bag that was flying towards him. This aura could instantly kill a late-stage Enyang realm martialist. In the past, Ningyu might have been afraid of this aura. However, he was no longer afraid now. Chi! Chi! As the storage bag approached Ningyu, the primordial energy on Ningyu's wrist became denser. In the end, the primordial energy on Ningyu's wrist started pulsating and emitting a sizzling sound. Rumble! In the next moment, a rumbling sound rang out. Under everyone's shocked gazes, Ningyu's wrist collided with the storage bag. Rip! The moment the storage bag and Ningyu's wrist collided, it was torn in half. Walala! Chapter 669. Plot Gulp. Looking at the mountainous pile of primal crystals on the platform, all the martial artists in the square swallowed their saliva. Their faces were filled with desire. Fortunately, Ancestor Jomo and the others had acted as a deterrent on the round platform. Otherwise, Ningyu wouldn't have been able to protect so many transcendent grade origin crystals by himself. Collect! While everyone was still in shock, Ningyu flicked his sleeves, and several storage bags flew out. A powerful suction force burst out from each of the storage pouches, and in no time, the 3 million supreme grade origin crystals scattered on the round table were completely plundered. Senior Black Evil, thank you for the 3 million primal crystals. Ningyu put the storage bags into his storage ring and cupped his hands at Old Freak Black Evil. With so many primal crystals, I can try to break through to the yin-yang realm. You win. Old Freak Black Evil resisted the urge to attack. He glared at Ningyu, tore open the void, and entered. You guys can leave too. Not long after the Black Evil monster disappeared, on the other side of the high platform, the Black Widow released Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng, allowing them to move freely. Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng didn't say anything. They tore open the void and followed Old Freak Black Evil. Swish! After Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng left, Black Widow teleported to Ningyu's platform. Congratulations! Not only did you refine the 6-elemental blood dragon pill, but you also obtained 3 million primal crystals, Black Widow said. Ningyu's greatest joy isn't the 3 million primal crystals, but winning first place in the alchemy competition. Old Ancestor Jomo smiled and said, the top 3 of the alchemy competition can enter the pill cavern to cultivate for a day and a night. However, with Ningyu's alchemy talent, I can buy him 2 days and 2 nights. Gasp! Hearing this, Xin, Li Tongtian, and the others all sucked in a breath of cold air and looked enviously at Ningyu. Others might not know what it meant to stay in the pill cavern for 2 days and 2 nights, but they knew it very well. In Danwu College, if the Danwu Pool was the dream place of the Sacred Institute's cultivators, then the pill cavern was the dream place of a fake saint and even a saint. There were even some Tier 7 and Tier 8 pill refiners who dreamed of entering the pill cavern to cultivate for a period of time. Damn it! Damn it! This time should have belonged to Yi Tian and Peng Zhou. Dan Shenzi's expression was extremely gloomy and unsightly. Don't worry, Ningyu won't enter the pill cave so quickly. At this time, Peng Zhou was very calm. He said calmly, if nothing goes wrong, Ningyu will probably enter the pill cavern early tomorrow morning. We'll make good use of tonight and try to get rid of him. Time is of the essence. Let's contact Situ Zheng and the rest as soon as possible. Dan Shenzi did not want to stay here for a moment longer. He said in a low voice, Peng Zhou, since the alchemy competition has ended, hurry up and announce it. Don't delay any longer. Cough, cough. Peng Zhou coughed dryly and said in a clear voice, the alchemy competition has ended. First, I'd like to congratulate the top 3 cultivators, Ningyu, Xieyin, and Hang Dong. Just now, Patriarch Jomo said that Hang Dong and Xieyin can enter the pill cavern to cultivate for a day and night, while Ningyu can enter the pill cavern to cultivate for 2 days and 2 nights. At this point, Peng Zhou paused for a moment before continuing. Don't be discouraged if you didn't get into the top 3. From now on, the Alchemy Union will hold an alchemy competition, and all genius alchemists will be able to participate. Oh yes, I'll distribute the resources for the next year based on the performance of the alchemists in each city's alchemy union. The many cultivators in the square had waited for so long because they wanted to see if Ningyu could refine a supreme grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. On the other hand, they were waiting for Peng Zhou to say this. After all, many of them were from the Alchemy Union. They had come to the capital to participate in the alchemy competition to fight for more resources for their alchemy union. Ningyu, the alchemy competition has ended. Do you want to return to Danwu College with me? Patriarch Jomo ignored Peng Zhou's words and started chatting with Ningyu. Senior, let's do it tomorrow. I still have some matters to attend to. Ningyu thought for a moment and said, I'll look for you at Danwu College first thing in the morning. It's fine. If you have matters to attend to, you can go ahead. Now that you're the fake holy son of Donwu College, just tell Tian if there's anything. He has a way to contact me. Patriarch Gio Mo waved his hand and tore the void apart, disappearing. Seeing that Patriarch Gio Mo had left, Ningyu turned to look at Li Tongtian. From what Patriarch Gio Mo had said, it seemed that Li Tongtian had a close relationship with him. Seeing that Ningyu was looking at him, Li Tongtian nodded slightly, tacitly agreeing with Ningyu's guess. What the F***CK? He actually has such a powerful backer. Ningyu was a little speechless. It turned out that Li Tongtian had such a powerful backer. It was actually Patriarch Gio Mo, who was half a step to the manifestation realm. How could he have hidden it so well? Ningyu, if you have time, come to the black market. Just as Ningyu was shocked by the relationship between Li Tongtian and Patriarch Gio Mo, the Black Widow quietly came to his side and whispered in his ear, "No matter when, I will always welcome you." After saying that, the Black Widow even breathed into Ningyu's ear, making Ningyu's ear itch. Buzz buzz. After that, the Black Widow's lips curled up slightly. Then, in a flash, she disappeared. President Peng, we will also take our leave. After the Black Widow and the rest left, Xiao Ji from Drunken Cloud Manor and Zhang Lei from the Zhang family also bade farewell to Peng Zhou and left the plaza. Rumble. The departure of the upper echelons was like a fuse that instantly spread throughout the plaza. At this moment, other than those from the Alchemy Union, the rest of the martial artists dispersed. Not long after, the originally noisy plaza was left with only a few hundred people. President Zhou. Ningyu looked at Zhou Tong and said hesitantly. Zhou Tong was also from the Alchemy Union. If he chose to stay, Ningyu would naturally give him his full support. Let's go. There's no need to stay. Zhou Tong was not an unreasonable person. Ningyu had already offended Peng Zhou to this extent. If he stayed, wouldn't he be asking for trouble? Perhaps leaving at this time was the best choice. In that case, let's go to Xikong Ling's place first. After a few rounds of competition in the alchemy competition, Ningyu faintly felt that he was on the verge of a breakthrough. In addition, he had offended Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi. Based on their characters, they would definitely join forces with Sidu Zheng and Zhao Mu to deal with him. Chapter 670. Life and Death Palm. Swoosh. Life and Death Palm. Swoosh. The elixir refining competition, jointly organized by the Alchemy Union and Donwu College, ended quickly. Originally, everyone thought that the elixir refining competition would take at least a few days to end. Who would have thought that such a tight schedule would lead to the elixir refining competition ending in just one day, and the final three would be decided? Ningyu, Hang Dong, Xie Yan. These three martial artists would be the focus of discussion in the Great Xia Kingdom for a long time to come. Especially Ningyu. Not only did he become the fake holy son of Donwu College, but he also won first place in the elixir refining competition. Most importantly, Ningyu actually refined a supreme grade 6 elemental blood dragon elixir, slapping Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi in the face. Just imagine, with Dan Chenzi and Peng Zhou's character, they would definitely not let this matter rest. Swoosh! At the same time, in the Great Xia Kingdom, in Xikong Ling's residence, a few martial artists stood side by side. You all saw it. During the elixir refining competition, Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi already wanted to kill me. The first martial artist to speak was Ningyu. He paced back and forth in the room and said in a deep voice, Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi are only at the peak of Yin-Yang realm. I'm not afraid of them, but I'm afraid that the black evil old freak and Sidu Zheng will make a move. The black evil old freak? Li Tongtian raised his brows and asked doubtfully, didn't he say that he would leave the capital? Why would he make a move on us? It's not that simple. The black evil old freak will leave the capital on the surface, but he is definitely still in the capital. I embarrassed him during the elixir refining competition, and he will definitely seek revenge, Ningyu said after thinking for a while. If that's the case, why don't we go to Donwu College to hide? With my master, old ancestor Mo, Danwu College will always be the safest place. Li Tongtian still couldn't figure out why Ningyu didn't go to Danwu College to hide. With forefather Mo's status in Danwu College, it was easy for him to protect Ningyu and the others. The safest place is the most dangerous place, and the most dangerous place is the safest place. Ningyu took a deep breath and said, Forefather Mo told me before he left that Danwu College isn't very safe right now. What do you mean? Li Tongtian asked. 80% of Danwu College's higher-ups have gone to the Coiling Dragon Ridge. Only Patriarch Mo is left to hold the fort. Ningyu explained, if we go to Danwu College and lure the black nefarious monster and the others to Danwu College, the consequences will be unimaginable. But Li Tongtian still felt that something was amiss. Logically speaking, Ningyu would not be so unreasonable. Wasn't staying here just to find opportunities for Peng Zhou and Danshenzi? Sikong Ling, bring them to the secret chamber. Without my permission, no one is allowed to leave before tomorrow morning. Ningyu interrupted Li Tongtian, his tone unquestionable. All right, Li Tongtian wanted to say something else, but seeing Ningyu's expression, he could only sigh and leave the room with Sikong Ling woof woof. Just as Ningyu reached the exit of the room, Furball scurried out of her arms and landed on Ningyu's shoulder. Furball, come back, Lu Jin hurriedly said when she saw Furball's actions. It's fine. Let Furball stay. Ningyu waved his hand, indicating that Lu Jin did not need to worry. Lu Jin had no choice but to reluctantly leave the room and disappear. Swish! Swish! After Lu Jin and the rest left, the Red Devil and the Dark Emperor rushed out of the storage ring. The Dark Emperor shouted as soon as he came out, Ningyu, you won so many supreme crystals this time. You have to give me at least a few million, right? F***CK. Ningyu's eyelids rolled, and he almost fainted. How could the Dark Emperor say something like that? His skin was as thick as a dog's. Don't talk so much. Both you and Hong Mo are at the early stage of Yin Yang realm. I have 6 million supreme origin crystals on me. Can you guys advance to the middle stage of Yin Yang realm before midnight tonight? Ningyu went straight to the point and didn't argue with the Dark Emperor. Whoosh! Hearing Ningyu's solemn words, the Dark Emperor and the Red Devil fell into deep thought. After a while, the Dark Emperor said, if you give me 2 million supreme crystals, I have a 50% chance of advancing to the mid-stage Yin Yang realm. Then, the Red Devil said, it might be difficult for me to advance further unless the Red Devil Sword can advance to the Monarch realm. That's troublesome. Ningyu fell into deep thought. The Red Devil and the Dark Emperor at the early stage Yin Yang realm had limited combat strength. They couldn't even contend against a pinnacle Yin Yang realm martial artist together. Dark Emperor, I'll give you 5 million supreme crystals. A moment later, Ningyu said in a deep voice, before midnight tonight, do everything you can to break through to the mid-stage Yin Yang realm. Red Devil, I'll give you 1 million supreme crystals. Give it a try and see if the Red Devil Sword has a chance of advancing to the Monarch realm. With that, Ningyu flicked his sleeves, and 2 storage bags flew out. One flew into the Dark Emperor's hands, and the other was grabbed by the Red Devil. How stingy. So many supreme crystals, but you only gave me 5 million. The Dark Emperor checked the number of crystals in the storage bag and curled his lips. I'll find a place to devour these crystals. Contact me immediately if anything happens. Buzz buzz. With that, the Dark Emperor burrowed into the void and disappeared. Ningyu, I'll go stand guard at the door. The Red Devil took the storage bag and left the room without even looking at it. Woof woof. After the Dark Emperor and the Red Devil left, Furball scratched Ningyu's hair with his little paw and pointed at the storage ring on Ningyu's wrist. You want supreme crystals too? Ningyu was puzzled. Woof woof. Furball nodded like a human. Seeing that, Ningyu took out another storage bag, which contained 100,000 supreme crystals. Swish! Seeing the storage bag in Ningyu's hand, Furball immediately leaped out and hugged the storage bag tightly with his little paw, his face full of enjoyment. It's dangerous here. You'd better stay in the storage ring. Ningyu smiled. With a thought, a beam of light rushed out from the storage ring, enveloped Furball, and sucked it in. It's time for me to cultivate. After taking care of everything, Ningyu flicked his sleeve and took out the bloodthirsty sword. The bloodthirsty sword was something Ningyu had obtained from Gue. According to the Red Devil's detection, there were 2 arrays inside. One array contained a large amount of liquid yuan qi, and the other contained pure soul force. Using the liquid yuan qi, Ningyu had advanced to the pinnacle of the primal core realm. Now, Ningyu's goal was clear, and that was to use the pure soul force to increase his soul force to the 6th grade. As long as I can increase my soul force to the 6th grade, I can cultivate the 7th form of the netherworld samsara palm. Feeling the dense soul force in the bloodthirsty sword, Ningyu's expression turned serious. The 7th form of the netherworld samsara palm was called the life-death palm. It was extremely powerful. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.